I hear the voices inside my head, see voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog, we fighting above the law.
Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you.
Yes, we are back. I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to be safer than sorry. You see how dumb that was? 5 minutes and already. But I mean, thanks for your $1. But we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna wait for Miss Brittany. There she is. Okay, so we're gonna get back on track here, and I'm just not gonna highlight right away if someone does super chat.
It's ridiculous. You don't feel bad.
You know what's sad, girls, is that we knew this would happen tonight. Talking about summer and what the heck? I mean,
circus rolls in.
This is what I'm talking about. We're supposed to be adults. That made someone feel good. Like, shouldn't feel too great. I mean, it wasn't that big. Nothing important, Minky.
So probably just a Google picture.
Did you guys get to hear all of Mandy's dream? Did you get to catch the end? Because I, at the end, kind of got distracted from all that and was trying to quick arrange a new live. So, would you guys like a repeat from Mandy's dream? Thumbs up or yes? You didn't get to hear it, Mandy? Do you mind repeating your dream?
I don't mind.
Okay.
And I don't even remember exactly what I was saying at the... Oh, yes, I do. Okay.
Maybe just start over if you don't mind.
Yeah,
yes,
I'll go back.
Everyone's saying yes, please. Yes.
Okay. So on June, either 19th or June 20th, I had a dream and I heard a little girl, kind of like it was a crying voice basically, and she kept repeating, "Dad is bad." And that's all she said. "Dad is bad. Dad is bad." And it was just over and over and over. And I woke up in tears. And I grabbed my notebook and I started writing things down immediately. I wrote down the date, the time, and everything that I could remember. And then I kind of started doing a reading and just used my intuition, asked for more information. One of the main things that I remember from that reading is that I knew that there was SA all around summer. And I wrote that on the front of my page. If there's something more detailed, I'll write it on the back of my page if I don't want to share it on YouTube. If it's too graphic or, I get too emotional talking about, like that stuff. So there was some stuff on the back, but I remember I put that on the front of my page. And I had no idea who this child was. I had no idea. I just knew that it was, and I have a dream journal too, but I knew that this was separate. This wasn't just a regular dream that I was having. And I knew that because, like I said last time, was I have been pregnant 3 times, and all 3 times I had a dream that told me that I was pregnant. I have 2 children. I had 1 miscarriage, and the dream where I miscarried, I saw a picture of my baby being held by my great-grandpa who was deceased. So I knew that I wasn't. And I've also found out on September 11th that I was pregnant. And that was the day that the planes hit. So that pregnancy was just like, I knew it wasn't going to last. And that was my first pregnancy. So when I had the dream with Dad is bad, I got that same type of feeling that I had with that one, but I knew that it was something that was real. I knew it wasn't just a dream. So I wrote all the details down. I got on YouTube, and I don't remember what channel it was on, but I saw somebody's thumbnail, and I saw Summer's picture on the thumbnail. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that that was the little girl that I had just had the dream about. So I started deep diving, like everything that we knew at that point, I learned that day. Then as time progressed, I came across the 2 videos of Summer talking. The one where she was in the backseat of the car, and it's a short. I actually have it on my channel. And in that one, she's like chanting, or I don't even know what to say. She's playing with like two phones or two toys of some kind, and she's like in the back seat of a car with the seatbelt on the correct way, not behind her like she was in the truck. But she was saying something, but her tone was different. So that one didn't get me. The one where she was asking Candace about the lightning, that's the one that I got full body chills as soon as I heard her start talking in that video. I got full body chills, and that solidified that that was Summer that I heard in my dream. So that was how I found that.
I've got cold chills.
Right.
I do too. I'm like shaking.
Girl.
Anytime I talk about stuff like that, I start like, shaking and chills, and
Yeah.
it's like going back to that day when it happened. It's so crazy. It was so real,
That's how I felt. I've had one dream in 3 years of summer, and I was searching, and I don't know where I was, but there was a group of people, but I was like, it was like I was watching myself, like an outer body kind of thing. It was just so vivid and real. And I was in like the woods, and beside this tree there was just a door on the fucking ground. And I opened it, and then there was another door, and Summer was in there, and she was wearing jeans and that little pink and blue or gray jacket we're all told she had on. And she had her hair was like cut short, but it was like starting to grow in, so it was kind of like spiky. And I just remember, so like the police and everyone came over, and I just remember feeling sad, like they're all taking over. Like I was glad to find her, but I was also kind of sad, like because it was like I didn't get to like give her a hug or like say anything to her. It just was like a whirlwind. But then all of a sudden she came running to me and hugged me, and she was like, "Thanks for finding me, Cher." And I woke up instantly, and I was so sad, and it just felt so real. And I still question like what exactly was that, because it just like you're saying, Manny, it just felt so real. But unfortunately it made me think that she was no longer here with us. But that could not, I mean, that's just how I felt at the time. I go back and forth in my head, is she not, I don't know. But yeah, it felt very real, and I just wish I like didn't wake up, I don't know.
I don't want to jump ahead because I know like you're moving in a certain direction, but just because you mentioned it, I just have to say this.
Say it.
The fact that they cut her hair
Mm-hmm.
and they shaped, I'm going to tell you that just there's nothing that anybody can say to me that can justify that.
So
Nothing.
what do you feel about that? What does it make you feel, and why?
Well, I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt in the beginning by saying, you know what, maybe they had a lice issue, and it was just easy to shave all of their hair, even though I think that's bull, and like there's always another way. I tried to give the benefit of the doubt until I saw that very first interview with Don and Candace outside of their home.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched them, both of them, contradict one another mid-sentence about the reasons why they did that. And that day forward, I have been disturbed to no end about them shaving her hair. And I'm sorry, there's something nefarious behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would they sit there and give two completely different stories on why her hair was shaved if it wasn't nefarious?
A lot of people think that Candace was jealous, and you know what? We have seen that behavior. And Brittany, as we all know, shaving the head is huge in the trafficking world. So that, you can pass a child off as male or female, transport them and try to make them a chameleon of sorts as best as you can. However, it is also like a power and control trip type of thing to do as well, right? Did I lose you guys again?
No, we're
Oh, you
here.
can-
And
okay.
I think it's I think it was control.
Control.
I don't think it was lice at all.
It was. I don't believe it was lice either, because again, Dawn's hair wasn't cut. Candace's was growing in some, and the boys' wasn't even shaved as close as Summer's was, if
Nope.
I'm not mistaken.
Mm-mm. Not like
So,
ours.
yeah, no. And then the
Theirs-
dancing in front of the barrel. Yeah.
And then they talk about how much she loves girly girls. Do you remember that? Donna's
That's-
talking about she
she's a
took up with all
princess.
of the girly girls at church, and she
Yep.
loved real pretty women. Don't sit there and tell me how much of a tomboy she is and how much she wanted her hair shaved, and then to tell me that in the same sentence. Like, it just doesn't even jive at all.
Exactly. Thank you, Aussie True Crime. 39 months of a member. Thank you. Hi, beautiful Cher, Brittany, and Mandy. So I would like to start by pulling up. We're kind of going to go a little bit backwards here. But I would like to pull up the latest from 48 hours ago of what they are trying to pass as an update in Summer's cold case, because she is a cold case now. 3 years. If you Google it, what's a cold case, you will see 3 years. But not just that. No new leads, nothing that's moving the case along. So Summer Wells is indeed a cold case now. Let me just pull this up here. Have you two seen this yet? I think Mandy said no.
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. A whole 3 minutes dedicated here. All right. So 2 days ago, let me share my screen. Everyone turn your volumes up here. Hi, Outdoorsy. I'm not ignoring chat. I'm going to go to the chat because I have a couple questions for you, and I think a poll we're going to do. I did a poll yesterday. We'll pull up. But let's go over this here of an update from Ansley Daniels and Candace for the 30 seconds that she could stand being there. And, of course, the Mr. Mouthpiece who wasn't home. Or was he? Don Wells. Okay, present my screen. And ladies, just holler at any point if you want me to pause it or stop it, or if we're just going to play through and talk about it. If you want it rewound, anything, just holler at me and we'll get it there. This is what I like to call a study session. So we have no time limit, no time frame. This can be picked up on a part 2 and over here, over there, Mandy's, Brittany's, whatever. But we're not in a rush. We're just kind of going over some things, okay? Okay, I'm gonna enlarge screen and let me put caption on. I know some people like that. Is that on? That's on. Okay. All right, here we go, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
marks 3 years since the disappearance of then 5-year-old Summer Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was
Wait,
last seen
I'm so sorry. I'm already going to rewind that because did she just say that today marks 3 years? Because it doesn't. That would be the 10th. And now, my honest feeling is that there was always a plan. The 15th is just the day that was, the report day, the big day, as Robin Lane says. And I got there and it was just all so real. And oh my God, this is happening. Right? Ugh.
Saturday marks 3 years since the
Saturday.
disappearance of then 5-year-old Summer Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would issue an endangered child alert for her. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would issue an walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the night she was reported missing.
I think you caught that too, didn't you?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's not. Go ahead.
Say it. No, say what you're saying.
Why are they? She was last seen walking away from her home.
Right.
What?
Right. So let's, yep. So we'll go back just to that point and let's play that
From
again.
her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the
Authorities say Summer was last seen. That's referencing an eyewitness, right? Last seen. Who saw her? Now she wasn't in the dungeon bedroom, but she was seen walking away from her home. Who's seen that? Who's that eyewitness?
That was one of the very first things that the newspaper or the news had said, because I remember we had questioned it because somebody said that she had been seen walking away at a certain time or something, and we were like, "What?" You know, because it was so far out there, and nothing that law enforcement had said verified what that news article had said. But I do remember that being in one news article.
Yeah, I do remember that being said before. That is, I think what Ronnie Lawson likes people to think or say, but that's just weird to me because I'm hearing that there's potentially someone who's seen her and she was walking away. Do you two or anyone, do you remember that there was a dispatch called released where someone said, and I don't know if it was the Wells or what, but it's been said allegedly to be where someone saw two boys and a small, like 3 or 4 year old girl walking on the side of the road. Do you guys remember that? You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
it's familiar. That is
Yes.
very familiar.
But I don't think that was from the same day. I think that was days
Right.
apart. But
No,
we'll have
it
to
was,
find that.
if I remember correctly, it was on the scanner traffic, and it was somebody drove by and called it in that there were kids playing by like a bridge over a creek or something.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah. Man, I'm surprised I remember that. Sorry.
That's what I remember too. I'm really bothered by this though. This is a big difference from
Yes.
last seen in her house with her brothers.
Mm-hmm.
What's
So
our Amber Alert say?
her Amber Alert? Well, let's
Let
see
me
here.
see
Yeah,
if I
let's
can.
pull that up. Because I know there's been a lot of back and forth depending on what site you looked at. It the Amber Alert still is, or the Amber Alert's ended. So
Right.
let's just look at that quick.
I gotta
Yeah, you
step
look.
away for 1 second.
Okay, I'm gonna wait to play this son. Okay.
Moonshadow, I believe it was too. Moonshadow said, I believe it was the oldest that was standing next to Don during the interview when he looked so scared. Oh, God, I hated that.
So this is dated June 15th, 2023, so almost a year ago. An Amber Alert issued 2 years ago to find Summer Wells remains active. Despite nationwide attention over her disappearance, there are still no answers as to what happened to the little girl. So as of June 15th, 2023, it was still active. I'm not seeing that it's not active. I still think it's active, but that's something, a good thing to dive into at a different time, like after this or whatever, to look deeper. Because again, I have found it where it says both, but I think it's still active. It's a good question to be asking though.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna rewind just that
Okay.
part. Is that you,
Sorry.
Mandy? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's play this again.
He said Summer
Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would issue an endangered child alert for her. That would later turn into an Amber Alert.
To this day, law enforcement still has not located Summer Wells and are not any closer to finding her. News Channel 11.
You heard that, right? So cold case, yes?
Yep, not any closer. I'll tell you what, the last interview that I saw Pruitt do, he basically told me, okay, the way I interpreted what he had
Yes.
said, was he's sitting on his ass waiting on somebody to call and say, hey, we found some remains that could be Summers. Like, that's all he's waiting on. Or he's waiting for somebody to call and say, I know exactly what happened and I have proof. He's not doing anything else, in my opinion, from what he said in that last interview
Sure
that I
feels
saw.
like that. Yep. I get that same feeling as uh Lawson would like everyone to think, yeah, someone took her. She got gone, someone took her. And Pruitt's sitting there like, someone knows more. That little girl didn't leave the area, which means she didn't get trafficked out. That's from Pruitt. She didn't leave or get trafficked out of the area. Not that she didn't get trafficked, just that she didn't leave the area or was trafficked out of the area. That's what Pruitt has stood fast in saying all of this time, right? And
And
we're
I
going
don't
to pull the
understand how he can be
receipts.
so sure of it. And I found the Amber Alert. Did you find it
Oh,
or read it while I was away?
I did. It was dated 2023 for me. But I would assume it's still on. What's it say
Okay.
on your end?
This is the original. I went back in my photo album here. It just says an Amber Alert has been issued on behalf of Hawkins County Sheriff's Office for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Summer is a 5-year-old female, 3 foot tall, 40 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. Summer was last seen wearing gray pants, a pink shirt, and was possibly barefoot. If you have seen Summer or have any information, and then the numbers. So, yeah, that was it. I can send this over to you if you want to share it so that you can
Yeah, I'll throw it up.
maybe
Yeah, if you
share.
want to, I'll put it on a community post and pull it up. The key for me, the circumstances surrounding the disappearance remains unknown from TBI. Yep. Bama, all the things.
Let me ask a question real quick that
Yeah.
you might know. Because I've talked about this with somebody before. When is election
November,
happening?
I think. November.
Do you know how many people I've talked to told me that that's what they believe? When we won't get answers until Ronnie is out of there. Ronnie Lawson's out
Yeah.
of there.
Yep. That's a very common thing that people been saying. Yep. Um, I don't know if I believe that or not believe that really. I guess I don't think too much about that.
I've always just had this strong intuition
There
that
could be
there's
some political
so
stuff to it. Yep.
yeah, but I don't know so much about the political, but no matter what the theory is on what happened to her, I've always felt like a lot of people know and they're just being quiet. I don't do you feel that way?
1,010%.
Yeah.
I've said from day one, they like to throw the number 7 around. I do believe that there is several people that belong behind bars for whatever it is that happened to Summer. Because a little girl doesn't just go missing right before starting kindergarten. And the thing about it, and we'll pull it up after this, is that they already knew Summer was never going to be going to kindergarten. So how you talking in early or June like 15th and already stating in June 15th like, well, she was supposed to be starting kindergarten and that's not happening. But how do you know she's not going to get found like tomorrow or later today? Like, why can't she still start kindergarten? I don't know. I know I sound nuts, but that always stood out to me. I was always like, why are they talking like she's never going to go to kindergarten? That's vibes I got from day one.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. It's really telling when you're speaking of the future like she's not coming back.
And Dawn has done that all
Yep.
along. Speaking about her, you'll see her in the resurrection.
Yeah, like
Who says that?
day 5, there you are. I know I'll see her one day again in the resurrection. What?
Yep.
It's been
And
5 days.
she loved to do this and she loved to do that. All past tense, all the time.
Yep.
Even apologize for talking in past tense. And then the very next sentence was past tense.
Yep. And that's how you know that people were already telling him before he did the first interview on TV, y'all. He was already conscious of talking in past tense. Now, TBI ain't going to tell you, you know what, when you do this interview and go on there, make sure you don't speak past tense. No, the law ain't going to be doing that as reminders to you because they want to try and trip you up and make sure they're getting everything. So I do believe that it was Tim Mullen coaching them and making sure not to speak past tense. That is one thing where, if you don't mind me comparing the Sebastian Rogers case to Summer's case, though I want to keep tonight on Summer, they have not spoken past tense. Not Chris and Katie, anyway. I have heard past tense and deaths spoken from Seth. But again, this isn't, I don't want to go no bashing nobody. I want to keep this focus on Summer. But even they haven't done that. But Dawn did it, excuse me, from day one, which is crazy.
I wanted to say one thing before you hit play, and I'll be quick, I promise. Okay, right
Oh, you're fine.
before, right before, I think the biggest case before Summer vanished was the Boswell, Evelyn Boswell,
Yes.
and her
And they
mom
all
Megan.
searched for her, right?
Yes.
Didn't Dawn and Fred and Frank and all them go searching for that little girl?
Oh, I'm not for sure about that. I just know that I remember Don saying when he was talking to oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. The news Jeff Bobo, when he was talking to him on the phone doing the interview, he had said, "Oh, everybody's being so mean to Candace online." And he said, "Well, what are they saying about her?" And he said, "I don't know, comparing her to that Boswell woman or whatever." Okay, well, I don't think I even knew about Evelyn Boswell until he said that. So then I went back and looked, and I think that the reason why it took them so long to come on the news interview was because they were waiting to see what people were saying online, because Megan did the same thing. She watched the stuff
Exactly.
online, and then when she did her interviews, she responded to the stuff that was on social media. Dawn and Candace did that exact same thing when they did their interview. And then like when Candace first ran through the timeline, she didn't say anything about washing her hands before getting a piece of candy. So people were commenting, "You let her touch candy without washing her hands after you were just playing in the dirt and planting flowers and stuff." So then in her next interview, they washed their hands. And that was just one example.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, they switch things now. That's not a stretch. People don't go
Yep.
be like, "Oh, Mandy and Sharon, Brittany, like that's a stretch, Mandy." No, it's not, because again, let's not forget the unfounded neighbor, okay, was mingling at least her. Okay, at least her. She's just the one that admitted it. But then you got the Tim Mullen calling us all YouTubians. Let's not forget, there was tree cutters around that in that time frame. Who else cuts trees? Who said that they were listening to true crime YouTubians while cutting down trees? That's right, the meteor manager, who also may or may not have ran into Candace with the kids prior to Summer's disappearance, and he may or may not have photographed them before Summer's disappearance. Yeah, that
Good old
guy.
Timmy. Good old Timmy. And okay, when you say you don't want to compare cases, I don't look at it as we're comparing 5-year-old Summer Wells to 15-year-old
No,
Sebastian
no.
Rogers. We're comparing similarities in their cases.
Behaviors. Yeah,
Yes.
similarities in
And
the
law
cases,
enforcement,
behaviors.
they do that too. Law enforcement does it too.
Sure do.
That's how they know when people are lying at quicker, the more experienced law enforcement officers, because they've seen that same perp in their interrogation room 1,000 times. It's been
Yep.
1,000 different people, but it's been the same perp, the same lies, the same scenario, like the same mannerisms, the same there's so many things that are the same. So we're not we know Summer is not Sebastian, and they will
Right.
never be. Okay.
Right.
But there are cases, there are a lot of similarities. And if you can't spot those red flags in each one of the cases, what justice are you doing for the victim?
Yeah, you're not researching at all then, right? I mean, not
Right.
at all. You're just
Right.
talking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm all done now. Sorry.
We're in no rush, so don't worry. You guys jump in at any point, and that's fine, because it's not a rush to get through it. We've still got time because there's no new leads or nothing. So we got all the time until she is found one way or another and brought home.
Summer Wells and are not any closer Law enforcement still has not located Summer Wells and are not any closer to finding her. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Summer's parents.
We have pushed investigators for months to learn about new
She's got her
details
normal
or
voice
updates
back,
in
y'all.
this case. What we do know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer home. I spoke with both Dawn and Candace Wells and
Yeah, it's 3 minutes and we're gonna pause it 100 times because that there pissed me off. And I was in the hallway by the bathroom watching this clip when it came out, and Mark was actually like walking into the bathroom and he heard me screaming at my phone. I'm like just cussing out my phone and Ansley, and Mark's like, "You tell him, baby," but it's straight up bullshit. Hold on. Let's go, because I mean, this really does make me angry.
Summer's parents.
we have pushed investigators for months to learn about new details or updates in this case. What we do know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer home.
What?
I spoke with both Dawn and Candace Wells in Kingsport.
They continue their search for their daughter. Continue from when did they start, though? Because let's not forget, I was there from almost 24/7. When were they ever searching for Summer? They weren't. Until I told Dawn, you know what looks bad, Dawn? People are saying, like, you're not out there.
Okay, wait. Am I cutting out or is Cher cutting out? Uh-oh, I think we lost Cher. Yeah, Cher, we lost you. Her Wi-Fi. Okay, you can hear me. Okay. Oh, there she went. Well, just to elaborate more on what she was saying is,
Okay, wait,
yes,
where did I drop off at?
they never did searches and you were there from the beginning. And then it was like you started cutting out from there.
I gotta go out.
What's Brittany say? Please hold. Yeah, she glitched and we lost her. And I think she's glitching again. But they weren't doing anything in the beginning except for stalking social media and jumping on YouTube. Well, Don was. He wouldn't let Candace until he went to jail. And then Candace was, on every panel she could get on. But they didn't start doing anything until what's the first time that you remember seeing Dawn or Candace doing something for Summer? You guys tell me. When is the first time that you remember seeing them do something to help find their child? That's right. Everybody hit that thumbs up too. Please and thank you. Brittany, are you here? Or am I solo on this? Oh, hell. Thanks, Emma. Because I think the first thing that I remember was the rodeo. Rebooting the computer. Trying to silence you. Thank you, Phoebe. Thank you. I appreciate that. The what are getting her? Spicy housewife? I'm not for sure what that word is, and I'm not going to butcher it trying to say it.
I'm sorry, I had to step away and help my son. What happened?
You're okay. I don't know. Cher got ripped off panel. Oh, she's back.
Can everyone hear me? Is everything good?
Yes.
Okay.
I just asked chat for them to tell me when they remember the first time that they saw Dawn or Candace doing anything to try to help find their child. So that's
Never.
what. They
Sorry.
made a poster. Sandra
It's
said
true.
they made a poster because remember they had the booth at the rodeo. They did
Yeah, no, they
Christmas
didn't. All they
tree.
had to do was show up. Okay, let's not
Right,
pretend they put all that together. No, the cult
Facts.
right,
did.
right. And they did the tree, but they just had to show up. So it
Hmm.
wasn't them doing it themselves. It was
Actually, I
them.
should say Jenkies and them. Other
Yes.
people
Yes.
do it for them,
Yep.
and they just have to show up. So it's not them doing it. Yeah.
Can. Sorry. I can't.
Can you?
I
do
can
something?
imagine nicknaming Can.
Can't.
Real quick, Mountain Mama said Brittany was probably muted and talking away.
Mhm.
Normally I would be. I actually snuck away and had to help my son, but yeah, normally I would be muted.
Yeah, and we can tell. So when you guys hit the mute button when we're on panel, we can see when each other is muted. Now, I turn my mic off instead of hitting the mute button because that's easier for me because when my mic is off, the lights turn off. When I'm unmuted, the lights are on. So that way I know that I'm not going to have a hot mic moment.
Oh.
So it may not look like I'm muted when I really am.
Oh. Okay. Bama, thanks. So maybe if I give YouTube 30%, they won't screw with her stream. I was just kidding.
I would not be surprised. Actually, it's a corporation, greedy corporation.
I didn't know. So we can like thumbs up and comment and heart the super chats now. That's
Yes.
pretty cool. We're gonna do a members live tomorrow, y'all, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna try and get through that 3-minute video, you guys. Do you think we can do it?
Yeah, sure.
Let me try and
As long
find
as you
it.
don't get booted again, I think we'll be okay.
Oh my gosh, it's
No,
getting
wait.
frustrating, but whatever.
Do Dawn and Candace talk during this 3 minutes?
Yes.
Then no,
Brief.
we're not going to get all the way to the end without interrupting.
There you
Not
go.
gonna happen.
Let's see. Am I sharing? Yes, I am.
Yes.
Everyone in chat, hi, by the way. I'm not ignoring you guys. I will pay attention to the chat like after we get. There's a few things I do want to try and get through tonight, but then we'll get to the chat. Let me.
And who know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer home.
Oh, bullshit.
Do know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer
They
home.
continue.
I spoke with both Dawn and Candace.
Like, they should really just start, Ansley, and stop lying duck face for them, okay? This right here is not okay. You know that they were never looking. Ansley, I mean, my comment on here, like, I stand by it. Here, hold on, I'll show you here's my comment. I'm surprised it's still up. Oh my God, we have hope, but, because that's Don. Well, we have hope, but, I'm going to see her in the resurrection. So Don and his butt. And then I'm like, okay. And they continue searching for the daughter, ? Okay. Unfortunately, I know they were never searching to begin with. And Ansley Daniels knows this too. Just like she knows their handler very well. Right, Ansley? Tim Mullen and your fam do go way back, right? And this case shot you to the top. We all see what's there. May God have mercy on all left that up there.
I'm shocked that it's still there. But
Me too. I think we would have. Well, wait. You may be blocked, and you can still see your own comment. No,
if
you
I'm
never
blocked,
can.
my comment won't stay. It won't even show up.
like,
So
why do people
Oh.
just sit there and pretend like it's? I'm not trying to. I'm going to do like you. I'm not going to try to like make it about any other case, but this is another parallel with Sebastian Rogers' case that I see. Like,
Yep.
people are blindly looking over obvious things, like they don't have their other kids. So what are they going to do? Find Summer so they can give her over to social services? Like, they don't even have the kids they have.
They're
How
never.
can you sit there and act like a doting parent?
Yeah. No. Everything is a lie. There's always too much for just the one show. But no, they're.
And they were
And
never. searching
nobody
before
wants
Lost
to.
Boys either.
No. Everyone
They
wants to
were-
act like they are victims. And how could you say that? No, Cher doesn't care because Dawn and Candace aren't victims to me. I don't care. The victims are Wyatt, Josie, Waylon, and Summer. Those are
Yeah.
the victims.
Yep.
So, no. And if one day it comes out and the law is putting out there and there is evidence, I'm talking like all kinds of evidence and second and third opinions that's saying Donnie Candace didn't do it, and like DNA, like I'm talking like I need all of the evidence in the world and all of the opinions in the world. And I will apologize and I will take all my shit down that's saying, but they aren't cleared. Just like in Sebastian's case, nobody's cleared, okay? The wells are not cleared. They are suspects. So stop it. So we are allowed to have the conversations. And I am going to say what everyone for some reason is always too afraid to say. But I know I'm not the only one that thinks it. I'm just the one that says it out loud. People bully me for probably thinking it themselves. But how dare I say it? Get out of
And
here.
I want to clarify one thing real quick too. I know that there's been others that have been reviewing our last panel that we did over here. And if you misunderstand something that we say and you're here in the chat, question us, please.
ask.
Call us.
Yeah.
Just ask and we'll clarify. Maybe we worded it wrong. Maybe we didn't finish our thought. There's stuff happens. But for those other channels that are trying to review, just because you don't comprehend what we're saying, when everybody here in chat comprehended it, that doesn't mean that we're wrong. Okay. And we are allowed to say our opinions. And I do agree with what you just said. I don't think
cut out at that last word for me.
I do agree with what you just said. I don't think that the parents.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Am I okay? Am I good?
I can hear you.
Cher's having some major Wi-Fi troubles tonight. Oh my goodness.
What
Okay.
in the world?
She's going to have to reset again, probably.
Are they having storms or is it just her connection?
I don't know. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish my thought though. I don't see the parents as suspects. I see them as people of interest because we don't know what happened. And just like with Letitia Stalk, okay, yes, I'm going to refer to other cases. And Brittany, I don't know if you heard me earlier when I said we're not comparing the children. We're comparing the cases. Okay, cases. We have to compare cases because that's how you know when red flags spike up. Letitia Stalk is a perfect example of red flags all over the place.
Oh, yeah,
and if people would have patted her on the butt and babied her and said, she's the stepmother of a missing child, just be nice to her.
Oh my God.
No, there were red flags for a reason. Okay. When we notice red flags, we're going to call them out, if we want to, and that's okay. And if somebody else doesn't want to, that's okay too, so we have to pay attention to those red flags. And if we don't, we're not doing anything, any type of justice for the children that are missing right now.
Absolutely. Well said. And I mean, I think it should go without saying that we're never comparing the children. It's
Right.
always the facts of the cases or some of the people surrounding the
Yes.
children in the cases and all of that. But yeah, I mean, there are red flags, and how can you not look at them?
Right.
If we don't have that, if we can't come in together and talk about these cases and point out inconsistencies, point out things that don't look right, point out obvious things, use our God-given right to critically think, then we don't have or intuition. Yeah, we don't have true crime at that point. If we can't do
and
all
everybody has intuition. You don't have to be a psychic or a medium to have intuition. It's that gut feeling. It's when you know something is about to happen. You know something bad, or something doesn't feel right. You know that there's somebody standing behind you. Or,
Yes.
That's all intuition. Everybody has that. Yes, we can hear you. You're on your phone, aren't you?
I'm on my phone right now. Hubby's rebooting the Wi-Fi because it keeps saying I have no internet. But yeah, I mean, we are supposed to be getting like some rain or whatever. We've had like real windy, so I don't know. But
That's what we were
so
wondering if you're having storms.
until this is going to take a few minutes, so I am going to. Mr. Scher gave me his phone, so we are going to still. You're not going to be able to see it yet. At least not here anyway right now, this second, but I'm going to play it because we can still hear the words coming out of their mouth. Gosh darn it, we're going to get through this damn 3 minute and 38-second video.
I can try to share it if you want me to.
Would you
here.
try?
Yeah. Hi, Justin.
Justin's here. Hey, Justin. Hey, boo. Let me get you the new link because we were porn bombed earlier, so I had to start a whole new stream. So, yeah, they gave me $1 and they made their.
Oh no! We
Uh-oh.
lost her again. They gave her $1 and they flashed her the peen. But hey, Justin, and hey, ATS News. Good to see both of you.
And ATS, if somebody rolls their eyes at you when you say that you have intuition, use some of those examples that I just used.
Exactly. There she is.
Yes. Or
Now we
here,
can hear you.
Mandy's going to see if she can pull it up. So I don't need your phone yet, but I might need it. Okay.
What is supportive spouse share, Mr.
I
Scher?
know.
I ain't got a choice.
Like, come here. Wait, why do you got? Why do you got no choice?
Happy wife, happy life.
Aw, he's sweet.
Mark is a good man. I have always
He
said
really
that.
is. Yeah.
I agree with
got you all
you, ATS
fooled.
News.
He says he's got it all fooled.
We know there's bad along with the good, okay? There's always some bad or not so good along with the good. I don't want to say bad.
This is true. He's definitely not a saint or like Mr. Perfect, but he's perfect to me.
You guys y'all are cute together. Y'all have good chemistry.
That's right. And that's all that matters. I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. Okay. I just found it.
No, okay, because I can send it to you too.
Took
No
forever.
pressure, Justin. I did shoot you the link if you wanted to join panel, but I know you have been busy today, boy.
Justin is like the only one. There's only a few creators that I actually sent through their entire stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll watch his from not all at once because I have a lot going on, but if I can at once, I'll go back and finish it all.
Okay. Here we go. So this was, I think, right around the same time that you had left off.
You want to start it over and we can just listen through and then talk about it?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
You want me to play it all the way through and then go back and highlight some of the
Yeah.
spots?
Yeah,
Okay.
as if you play it all the way through, I'm going to mute because I'm going to eat hash brown that's country. But yeah, let's all listen to it so we get through it just in case, anything weird else. So weird owls.
Right? In case my Wi-Fi starts acting up. Oh my goodness, I'll cry. Okay, here we go.
Okay, thank you.
Well, this Saturday marks 3 years since the disappearance of then 5-year-old Summer Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would issue an endangered child alert for her. That would later turn into an Amber Alert.
To this day, law enforcement still has not located Summer Wells and are not any closer to finding her. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Summer's parents.
We have pushed investigators for months to learn about new details or updates in this case. What we do know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer home. I spoke with both Dawn and Candace Wells in Kingsport at a place with deep meaning to Summer's disappearance. Borden Park is anything but quiet this time of year. But 3 years ago, it was filled almost weekly with people praying for Summer Wells.
I see all these families, with their kids and how much they enjoy them and stuff. And we were stripped away from all our kids. All our kids have been kidnapped from us by DCS, and who knows, we're not sure about Summer, but we know about where our boys are at.
While the prayer vigils are now few and far between, Dawn and
All right,
Candace
really
Wells
quick, can we
haven't
pause,
stopped
Mandy?
praying that their daughter Summer will be found.
We have hope, always. I
They
mean,
know where their sons are at.
but there's not much hope in this world. It's like,
Sorry, I started to run to the potty, Cher.
Can you rewind like 10 seconds?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Hi, nature lover.
You want me to rewind and then let it play through or pause it?
Let it play through till I pause.
I'm gonna run to the potty real quick, so can you give me
Oh,
30 seconds?
okay. Leave it here. Run potty, and then we'll play it because I want you to hear it too.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, nature lover. See, now we can show love to the chat. Brittany, are you still there? Can you see the chat? Is everyone still here? We're good. Their kids were kidnapped from them. Were they removed from your care, Dawn? Yeah, we're gonna touch on that too. Nature lover, I feel like long time no see, but I haven't been doing a lot of lives lately. I'm getting back to it though. Y'all see, I'll be annoying everybody every day again. Not like every day, cause like I do kidnapped from them, right, Jessica? Like this is what they're telling everybody, and they can say it with a straight face. You guys, it's freaking me out now. Brittany, are you there? She's muted. Does she know she's muted? Can I unmute her? I don't think I can. No, she's muted.
No, you can't unmute her. And I know that she said that she was helping her son earlier, so she might have stepped away to help him again.
Oh, I look like an idiot. Okay. As usual. Yay! Justin!
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's
Hey,
it going?
Justin.
Hello, hello.
It's been a night of technical difficulties, but we're working through it. We're good. How about you? You've been busy, my friend.
Oh yeah, I took a nap.
Wow. No, but you've been busy on it. You got Sebastian's case covered. Thank the Lord that there's good people on that one, because everywhere you look.
They're too busy talking about Tony's cookie.
Wienergate is just fun to
Yeah.
say.
It is ridiculous, you guys. And I don't know why these people do this thinking about children. It really shows what kind of people, like birds of a feather flock together, because these are the type of people doing this. It's crazy.
I know. It's crazy.
It's sad.
Crazy.
It's sad.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about this interview?
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. We haven't made it all the way through yet. So I've watched it through like 100 times and it pisses me right off. When did they search, Justin? Their parents continue their search 3 years later. When did they start that search? Because I know personally, I was on video call 24/7 with that man, and Candace was always in the background. And when Candace wasn't in the background, she was still around, but it's when she was like whooping on him, trying to take his phone so he couldn't talk to me. So then he had to get like real crafty with it and sneak out and talk to me. So then she would stand there with her film and film him freaking video calling me. Like shit got weird. Okay, like there's a lot I have kept just to myself because it's not helpful, but like shit got really weird. But this video just makes me mad. Way to say you're doing nothing but act like you're doing something, which is how it's been the whole 3 years. So I'm not
Yes.
surprised at how shoddy it is, but it makes me angry.
I mean, it's 3 years and it's a 3-minute and 27-second interview, and that's also with the anchors talking about it. This couldn't spend 3 minutes, 30 minutes probably speaking with the reporter for her daughter.
Yeah.
And they're
Candace
still
again
continue
couldn't
to
sit there.
search. Was searching for what? You won't even get in front of a camera. Haven't spoken in a year?
Mm-hmm.
And in print, did you read the print? It's even worse.
There's
The print,
there's print. There's like an article on this as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Oh God, we're gonna have to pull that up.
And Don says in print, haven't spoken to law enforcement in a year, and that's probably a good thing.
Mm.
A year?
A year.
Yep.
Yes.
He says it's been over a year, so I don't know. That's probably a good thing or whatever. Yeah, he
Sorry,
said a
but
year.
I
But you
just
got Grandis also saying they know when I'm coming and going, and if they want to talk to me, like they can. And it's like, oh, you guys aren't hounding them every day. Ridiculous.
it's
Don was in the jail and never requested for Pruitt to come over and talk to him about the status of Summer's case.
they
So
don't
why would we expect
care.
him to call? I mean,
Actions always speak louder than words, right?
yes. Yep.
Oh, I think your fell off.
Hey, Niche. Hey, Justin.
Hello. I keep wanting to select the
Oh no.
Oh, you doing it
chat,
too?
highlighting
You're
it.
trying to
Yeah.
highlight? Me too.
Yeah.
I'm over here driving in the back seat.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you, Candy, for being a member for 6 months. Very sweet of you. Choo choo. I hate doing that now, by the way, because you can see, like, I'm 40 now, and like the chewings are like,
Hey,
clapping.
do you know my birthday is this month, and I'm gonna be 45.
But you're
You're
gorgeous.
still rocking it. All of you are.
Wait, when's your birthday?
The 22nd.
Oh my goodness. My brother's is the 26th. That's so awesome.
My mom's the 26th.
I'm the 24th.
All right, Spirit.
But November, though.
Well, my dad's is the 22nd of November. But you are spiritual, Mandy. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Every friend that I have birthday connections with them. Every single one.
Ooh,
That's
so
super cool, though.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Justin, you come up here a little bit later. You see, guys, I added him because I just knew he would pop up if he could. That's why.
Seriously.
Well, I saw my picture. I woke up and I saw my picture. I'm like, oh, did I tell her I was going to be on?
Yes, you did. No.
I was like, I probably told her at like 12:30 in the morning. Sure.
No, I just summoned you. I speak
worked.
into existence and it works. Yeah.
You woke me up from my nap.
I
wish you'd have let me
manifested
sleep.
it. I'm sorry.
I know what it is, Justin. You just said something about you wish you could stream from your bed when you were watching that one guy. And now you can turn your camera on and stream from your bed.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for your live with Mandy. That's going to be epic.
Oh, I thought you were going to. I thought anybody wants to join.
Well, we can all join. Yeah, but you plan that up. But we do have to get Mandy on a live. She's got to start living. These are deep conversations.
I told her she would do incredible lives.
Like,
She's
do
very
a
good at
panel with
explaining
all
things.
of us, and you will feel good up there, Mandy. And then you'll get doing it on your own and whatever. But yes, you have to. You taught me to stream. I am here because of you.
I know, and I think I'm live
Exactly.
streamed out because I live streamed every single day for like 3 years, and so I feel like I'm in, I don't know, the editing stage right now or something. I don't know what it is. If I don't go live before my birthday, I'll just go live on my birthday just to chill and chat and just have fun.
That's probably a good one to start with. Just chill and chat, then have fun.
Yeah.
But okay, you've got to. Okay, let's hear the rest of this work here.
Dawn and Candace Wells haven't stopped praying that
Look
their
how mean
daughter
she
Summer
looks.
will be found.
We have hope.
Oh, yeah.
Always. I mean, but there's not much hope in this world. It's like, we have we have to trust God that there's hope and eternal life in heaven.
Summer was reported missing on June the 15th of 2021.
We know that she was taken off our property, and we know she was taken away in a vehicle, or they would have found her in the area if she was somewhere in the area. But who's responsible for her? We don't know.
I asked Don and Candace when was the last time they heard from investigators.
We haven't lately at all. It's been a while, over a year, I think.
Wow.
Law
Yeah,
enforcement
looks at
law.
Candace too.
I tried to help the FBI agent about it, but that didn't go anywhere.
Don says he feels that he and his wife
Candy,
Candace were
I love
targeted
you.
by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
They intimidated us, they belittled us,
Oh, please.
and done everything they could amidst all the chaos. And then the CPS was there doing the same thing.
When asked about how he thinks.
Okay,
He's so
okay, hold on.
So predictable.
Poor
I'm
victim
sure-
Don.
Right. I'm sure it didn't have anything to do with him being drunk and driving a deadly weapon. I'm sure it didn't have anything to do with.
No, he
them-
said that was trumped up charges. That was all made up. Like we all didn't see it live.
Right. We heard every word. Okay. Good try. And I'm sure that there was no neglect going on with the boys, and CPS just ran in there and said, "We're taking them because it sounds like fun." Really? Sorry.
Can I just point out how he said we know that she was taken off the property in a car, in a vehicle.
Yeah.
But we don't know that.
He's
we
always
don't
said
know that.
But Don knows that.
Right. And Candace too.
Guarantee
Candace
you
and
he
Don
was
know that.
driving
We
it.
don't. Yeah.
Bet you he was driving it, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
think
already
he-
know.
I think he tries to
Let me
overcompensate his religious beliefs and thinking that that's going to get him in heaven.
Yep.
If I'm good from here on out, Lord. No, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Candace, put a bra on.
And she's got pajama bottoms on, for God's sakes. You
That's
can't put
all she has.
girl.
I mean, 3 years and what's changed? Nothing. Not a thing.
Nothing.
Thinks about Summer's disappearance 3 years later. Don spoke about a Department of Children's Services investigation.
They said somebody had called and said that we was giving our kids loaded guns to play with. And so they closed the case June 14th, which is something CPS does not do. They don't just close cases. So it's really odd and mystifying why they closed the case June 14th, and then 24 hours later, Summer's gone.
Summer's mother, Candace, sat in for part of our interview, but got up after a few questions.
She was going to try, but her emotions
Shocker.
were too much.
The last update in the Summer Wells case from law enforcement was an age-progressed photo released in June of last year. This image was released by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. If you have any information about the whereabouts of Summer Wells, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. That number is right there on your screen.
She can't even sit with the news anchor for a few questions.
No, God forbid she say some words to honor her missing daughter.
Yeah, she couldn't. I'm not going to kick Mandy, am I? Hold on.
You kicked Mandy.
Damn it. I'm sorry, Mandy. Please come back. I didn't know how to close that. This
Baby,
is a
come back.
night, y'all. She'll be back. She'll be back. This is the night, but you know what? We're just going with it. There ain't nothing. Shit happens. That's what happens.
I
That's
can't
right.
believe she walked away from the. And you know, come on, you know that news anchor lady was not like asking hard questions either, and she still can't sit.
No, they're not going to ask hard questions. The media is not like that.
Mandy.
You kicked me.
You guys, I don't think you can see, but like my hair's purple again.
Oh, you did it purple again?
Can you see?
Oh, no. Put yourself full screen.
Full screen. Okay, hold on. Maybe the bad lighting.
I was trying to give you the mom eye. 'Cause you
Oh
could,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a it's like a is it like a silver purple, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
and
It's
it's
beautiful.
Smoky Mountain purple for the Smoky Mountain area for our dear Summer. So yes, that's my hair color. I gotta redo it. It's kind of washing out, but I was very happy. I know it's nothing to do with case, but purple is just my color. Purple is Summer's color, and yeah. Anyway,
It's
And
beautiful.
just little.
hey,
side note.
Brittany,
Mhm.
you see Cher's mic? That looks almost like mine, but mine's pink, so mine's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really aggravated with myself that I spent
Thank you,
so much for
Bama.
this one.
Once I have the money, I'm gonna just get it a little bit deeper purple where it's my confident color. And then you know what? Watch out, Ben Hill Road. I'm coming back from you and all these bitches. It's on.
The hair sets the tone.
Yeah. I'm ready for these bitches.
I can't with Cher. She's so funny.
You gotta live, you know. You gotta live. You
Oh,
gotta
No, I
go.
love the confidence, girl. Embrace it.
Sorry.
Justin,
Well-
you went to sleep.
No, I'm just waking up. Sorry.
I get
Sure.
it. I get it. Justin, he hangs with the best of us. We'll be up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, just ending the streams.
That's when I'm in bed. I'm in bed though at that time. One eye open, one eye shut.
That's how I was last night in Brittany's.
Me too.
I miss you guys. You guys, I do not get my damn thing. Someone text me when Brittany's live and Mandy and Justin. Okay, I
Nobody
want
gets
to
notified from me anymore. I can't tell you. It's
Excuse me.
infuriating.
Did you want me to pull up another video, or are you going to try?
I'm going to try and pull up John Pruitt. Hold on. I'm looking for something.
You're still
You know what
full
I'm talking
screen.
about?
You still have it on full
Oh,
screen.
Ew,
an
sorry,
FYI.
guys. Yuck. Bleh. Okay.
I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Oh,
Just looking out.
I would much rather look at this or this or this. Okay.
No, I'm going to tell you right. I'm not turning my screen on. Not
You were
tonight.
up late. Yes, Yvette.
I only did it because the lights are behind me, not in front of me right now. I don't have my ring
Yeah,
light
I
on.
don't
So
like that. I don't love that, but things are getting, I got myself I've been working so hard. I bought myself a carpet shampooer. So my fun
Ooh,
5
girl.
days off of work, I am spring cleaning this bitch. And I love it. So
that's always nice.
I'm trying to find John Pruitt speaking about John Pruitt. Hold on, was it this one?
And Justin, Sally is asking, did the Wells ever give you an interview?
Hold on, sorry, I
God,
can't hear it. Hold
no.
on, everything's going crazy. Sorry, what was that?
I have never, ever, ever had the Wells on my panel.
I wish they would give Justin an interview.
Me too.
And Justin did the.
I mean, it's not
interview
that
with me
they've
today.
never
still-
said no.
they
It's
still
not that,
might.
in fairness, it's not that they've never said no. I've never asked them.
Right.
I've never asked them, to be honest with you.
I don't think I would
Um,
make it through an interview with them.
I mean, I just never felt like it was really necessary because Dawn and Candace, it's the resurrection, brother, and it's,
Mhm.
Dawn, where were you June 15th, 2021 at 3 p.m.? Well,
Wow.
brother, I don't know.
I was at work because I'm always
at
at work because I work for my family. That's where I was at work.
Right.
That's all I do is work because I spend $100 a day on my way home to get the kids candy because Summer like
Yeah.
candy.
He
I
was
don't know
buying
what
his
kind.
candy with $100 a day. Yeah, you ain't buying kids candy $100 a day. You're
Well,
buying
I
your
can't tell
candy
you what
for
kind of
$100 a
candy
day.
she liked, but I can tell you that me and Candace like some R&R, okay?
Yeah.
But
There
the
you go,
$100,
guys.
it went on candy.
Yeah, what candy? No idea.
Right.
Her
I
and
like the twirl.
Long.
Yeah. Pretty. She liked twirl.
Long.
Yeah. Pretty. No, you have not asked her when.
Just because.
Okay,
just
no, I'll
because,
shut up about
hey,
it. When did you question her and when?
This is not
When?
about your narrative, bitch.
My narrative. The narrative
Yeah.
is your daughter is
Fuck
missing.
you.
The narrative is
Fuck
your wife
you.
was one of the last to be seen with her. Unless
Hey,
your
Cher.
ass was home
Hey,
from
Cher.
work too,
Hey,
then
Cher.
maybe you did too.
Hey,
So it was
Cher.
your wife,
Hey,
your
Cher.
mother-in-law, maybe
Hey,
you,
Cher.
maybe not you. Were you home at 3 o'clock or not? Because I have messages where your wife says you were home at 3.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Why did she say you were home at 3 o'clock?
Can I
Ask
speak?
your wife. No, that's the only question I want to know from you.
That's some made up bullshit.
No,
that
it's not
she-
made up.
that's
I
a-
have it from her.
Bullshit.
Literally her. You know it's her. I have the full picture and she's even
Sure.
double checking. Did you say you was home? Okay, thanks, hon. You know damn well that's your wife. And
Okay,
you're
can
going to
I-
say she's going to tell you that's a lie? You're going to believe that? You're going to
Sure.
believe that that's a lie?
Sure, can I speak for a minute?
Sure, speak for a minute.
Okay, all right.
'Cause-
Everybody knows that you're making up lies.
Everybody knows that I'm telling the truth right now.
No, you're not.
Everyone, if I'm making up
No,
lies,
you're
put
making
more
up a big
fire. If I'm
lie.
telling the truth right now, put 2 thumbs up in this
Man,
bitch.
Yeah, go
Everybody's
ahead.
seen
Yeah.
it. I can pull it up for you and
No,
show
you
you
can't.
again.
You can't prove
Yes,
shit.
I can. She said that
You're
shit.
a liar, sure.
You were home. I know that's why you
really?
called
Okay.
her that
Oh,
day.
I was home.
You called her because that's how controlling you are, and you were like, "Where the hell are you?"
Liar, sure.
You were home. I know that's why you
really?
called
Okay.
her that
Oh,
day.
I was home.
You called her because that's how
Cher.
controlling you are, and you were like, "Where the hell are you?"
Really,
Got a
bitch? You're the
question.
controlling liar, sure.
You were okay.
Do you think it is possible that Dawn could have known that H. Hunter and Candace was hanging out, even it's not hanging out, and something popped off and Dawn could have hurt Summer, backed up real quick. I can see him getting in his car and squealing out, Summer being behind her. You know what I mean? Like, do you think anything like that is possible?
I think it's possible. I don't think that that is what happened.
Okay.
What I think happened is much more morbid
Sinister?
than that. Yeah, sinister.
Well, you
You think
notice
the church is involved, right?
I think there's some people from the church involved, and the law has said that. They said that, I can try and find the clip, but they had said that mom, dad, grandma, and people closest to them within the church. So they said that. Angie Daniels said that that's what the law told her, and that's what she said 1 year ago. Like, let me see if I can find.
he was
that
so
one.
Good.
drunk.
Oh, you
in that-
didn't have to like take the video down.
No, I think that was it. That
Oh,
was
okay.
it. Me just screaming, and he's like, "Yeah, fine. I was home. I was there."
Yeah.
Yeah, what he said that though. You were like, you were home. He was like, I was home, but
Yeah.
He was absolutely home. He was
was home.
absolutely home.
I know that he was home before 1:30 that day. And we have
Yeah.
private conversations. Like, again, I have so much I could show. And people are like, "Shares are full of shit." Do you think that over 2.5, close to 3 years of product, talking to them 24/7, never ending stop, that I've actually showed everything that I have?
Oh God, no.
No.
God, not
No.
even close.
So in here,
Probably haven't showed a tenth of it actually.
yeah, I'd say a good, because there's still stuff with law enforcement I don't know will matter or what, so I'm still careful with that. But there's
Right.
stuff sitting on, like, well, should I show this? Should I? Like, what way could I? Like, I don't want to just put it out there just to have content. I want to make it make sense and dig into it and bounce it off. So maybe I should we should be having some private screen or StreamYard meetings
Right, yeah.
before
Mhm.
going live, and I can share a few things, and then maybe we can, because I like how all of you guys individually think, and I
Mhm.
take something from all of it. Like, I love these conversations because
Right.
I'm learning things. So, um,
Well,
where was it? The video of Ronnie Lawson. Does anyone think of or have that off the top of their hand where I want Ronnie Lawson? Now, there's a couple of them, but I'm trying to remember the right one. Hold on. Let me
were you
see.
sitting at the
It's
desk?
sitting at the desk talking about it, but then there's one with Pruitt, and he's sitting down like in a long chair, or he's in like a whatever questioning room, and it's just him. He's sitting there in his blue striped shirt, and he's like,
Oh,
she
hey,
didn't
Avy.
wander around from here. She's still here. She didn't leave the
Katie Bug
area.
wants to know, do you think the boys know what happened?
Do
Oh,
you think
good
that the boys
question.
know what happened? Yes, I do, and I think
Yes.
that's why they are out. Because what happened to Summer was maybe, or starting to happen to the boys, did happen to the boys, but yes, that's why the boys were taken out quite quickly, within three weeks. So yes, the law does know a little more, and also with the abuse going on and everything, Josie was old enough to voice his opinion and say a little more. That probably, like, everything's gonna be sealed for a while. But I have a feeling like Ruby Frankie's kids, once the oldest is old enough, he's gonna start talking, and we're gonna learn about the horrors of this family in some time. I do believe, and it's not going to be good. John Q, is there
Yes.
John Q?
Hey, John Q.
You know
Good to
what?
see you.
Does anyone here have any beef with John Q?
I love John
How
Q.
could anyone have beef with
I was just gonna
Little Miss
ask, is
or
everyone
Mrs.
cool if
Q?
I drop the link for him?
Yeah,
That
I was actually Mr.
love John.
Q. I was I would like to see you back over on my channel. We got quite spoiled to having him
That
join
is
us
for John
on panel.
Q. So sorry, and John Q only. We would
Love
love to
John
get you up
Q's
here. I
input.
like how you think you're super chill. And all.
Actually,
If you can.
well, I'll wait till he comes up because John actually did a couple of streams with me regarding Madeline Soto, and he
I
had
wanted
some
to
really, really good input with
I
that
wanted
one.
to respond to Megan's comment here real quick. She said, I think as a society, we don't want to think a mom could harm or kill their own child. And that goes back to what I was saying about comparing cases, comparing the red flags in cases that we see. Because no, we don't want to think that that would be possible, but it's very possible. You know, it may not be probable in every case, but it's definitely possible in every case. And so it's important that we pay attention to the red flags and follow our gut instinct and, just evaluate things. Don't, start accusing and torching or anything, but, listen to what they're saying. Like I always say, listen between the words. They're gonna put, I never played that clip that I recorded of Steve about talking about leaving time gaps and intentionally leaving out information when they leave out time gaps. But things like that, like listen to those in between the words. They're going to put a truth in there somewhere, and then they're going to pile lies on top of it to try to convince you of the lie with a little bit of truth and a whole lot of lie. So, we have to pay attention to things, but nobody wants to think a mother would hurt their own child or a father for that matter. I mean, you don't want to think that the person that the child is supposed to count on and rely on to protect them is the one that's hurting them. And unfortunately, it happens all the fucking time.
Every day.
It's disgusting.
That's when I say the last thing you want to think about is a parent doing this. It's bad enough someone off the street, but a parent, the one that's supposed to protect a
Right.
child.
And I've also said, I think that all of the people who hurt children should be put on an island by themselves. They should not be put into a prison where they have to be fed and housed and clothed and medically treated and all
No.
that stuff. They should be on an island. And I found the freaking island. I never knew it existed. I was telling Shay
Epstein?
about it. No,
Oh.
it's in Lake Michigan. It's in Lake Michigan, and it was used for a freaking ring.
Hi,
Okay.
PG.
I shared a documentary on my community tab. If you guys want to watch it, it's 3 hours and 44 minutes, and it's disgusting in certain parts. But there were 4 children that were murdered, and there has been nobody arrested, no justice for those 4 children. And there were hundreds of more children that were flown to that island, recorded, and those images were turned around and being sold. There was 1 person that was arrested out of that entire humongous ring, and he served 2 years, and he drew a map to every single person that was involved and how they were involved, and he served 2 years and got back
Wow.
out.
Dang.
So if you want to learn more about that, I shared it on my channel. It's it's actually a paranormal channel, but he does true crime also. And so there's some spirit box sessions because they flew to or they got on a boat. They were supposed to fly. It was like was shared tonight. Everything has been trying to kick her off panel. They had 3 different fails to try to get to the island, and they ended up having to pay double whatever the flight was supposed to cost to get a boat to take them there, because it was just like one hit after another. And they finally get to the island, and the things that came across the spirit box gave me chills. I mean, just chills.
Wow.
It was amazing. It's an amazing documentary, but it's even better, I think, with the paranormal confirmations that were in there too. So yeah, poor kids. I mean, it's ridiculous. And all those families, think about all the families that are affected by taking pictures of their children, and that wasn't where they stopped. Of course, they went all the way to Murmur of the 4 children, but there were hundreds of kids that were, yeah, and videoed, and films were made, and I'm sure that they're still out there because nobody was stopped. And the FBI had all of the information in a basement, all of the evidence, and there was a flood and they lost it all. Like nothing was backed up. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
Funny how that happens.
Right, exactly.
I can't find John Q.
Hi, John.
I've had you up one time before, maybe twice, but it's a pleasure to have you. And did you watch that 3-minute and 38-second video within the last 48 hours that's updating us on Summer's case? Have you seen that?
No, I have not. And good evening, everyone on the panel and in the chat. Thank you for having me. I didn't expect to be invited up on panel. You guys are doing a great job staying on this story and the other stories that you've been talking about too.
Thank you,
So
John.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're liking some of us agree here time to time, but we also think so differently. And, we're saying that is okay. And we don't need to be assholes to each other. We can be kind to another. Understand we all think differently, because that's just a beautiful thing in life. And what we can do in the conversations that we can be having, putting, how different we are together, and just kind of like doing fresh eyes in a way, doing
Right.
it. People that you didn't really like a year ago. Would I be on panel with all of you guys? I don't think so.
Right.
So would you like to go through the video quickly with us before I go and pull up something from Ronnie Lawson and then John Pruitt? I think I found John Pruitt. I'll find Ronnie Lawson's while Mandy goes through the video if you would like. I don't think people in chat are probably not sitting on it yet. Okay.
And it's a
Mandy.
matter of perspective, and that's one
Yes.
beautiful and unique thing about the content creators that have been covering the Summer Wells case, Sebastian Rogers, et cetera, all these different cases out here. And to come from different perspectives, shows the uniqueness of who we are as individuals, number
Mhm.
one. Yet most importantly, what we see, what we hear, and how we feel,
Mhm.
and then how
Mm.
that's interpreted
Yeah.
by our own perception into the thoughts and comments that we make about what we experience in the
Mhm.
overall aspect of what we are experiencing. So it's good to know that everyone has a very different perspective. It is important because we all can't see this, even though we all may see the
Mhm.
same thing, we all have different interpretations and impressions
Mhm.
of what we see.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And a lot of it's based upon our own experiences in life as
Exactly.
well. That's how we interpret
And can I say, I think
things.
that there's nothing wrong with it. I think that's, clearly Summer's case drew to me because of my life, my history. And I think that that's okay. I mean, we have to get drawn to a case to do our absolute best at it, right? And I don't just jump
Yeah.
from case to case to case. I really it has to draw me in, and it is because of how close. Some people are like, "You're too close to this because you are like you compare yourself to her and whatever." It's like, well, like, let me tell you, I didn't want to believe that parents would harm their daughter. And when I mean harm their daughter, they don't care that it's for 8 ball that just, go take my daughter. Like, people are like, well, where's the money? Follow the money trail. Sometimes there's none because the money trail is the fucking tracks on their arm, people. Let's be real. Like, anyway.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I lived that life. I know that life and so much worse. And with the open book I am online, there is still much I'm not sure I'll ever share with anybody. So, but yes, I'm drawn to
Understandable.
cases as everybody is drawn to cases for whatever their purpose may be. And while we may not think, the same all the time and we have disagreements, beautiful conversations can be had, which
Well,
I love this.
I always say, none of us know, right? None of us absolutely know. So it's
Exactly right.
purely, and people get angry about how others think, and I always say, like I said for Sebastian Rogers, things were just crazy. And whatever has happened to Sebastian Rogers has already happened to Sebastian
Ridiculous.
Rogers. My opinion is not going to change what has already happened, right?
Right. Right.
I
Exactly.
think that's my favorite
So
thing
it's
that
no
you've said.
damage.
Mhm.
100%.
That's true.
That's important. I'm glad you said that because that's where, during the course of the early stages of the Summer Wells case, a lot of people wanted to take ownership
Yeah.
Yes.
of
Yeah.
it,
Yes.
to try to be more exclusive than the other, to try to stay on longer than the others, to try to get into things that go beyond the scope of
Like the
the
flagship, and it was just
right,
right.
exactly, and one, it shows heart. You have to have heart, in order to even discuss these
Amen.
cases
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, you
But
should.
to go overboard and try to go beyond the scope of it, we got a chance to experience what that is and how people react and how people respond, especially when the whole focus was to try to find out what we could find out to help expose the story and then do things to try to help move the story forward, whether it be the investigation, whether it might be a tip, a phone call, a video, a picture, a comment, a post, anything, just to keep the story moving forward to get to some kind of answer to say what happened to Summer Wells that afternoon on June
Oh,
15th. And the only people that, and this is me coming from my perspective, the only people who know exactly what happened this summer. It's Candace Wells, number 1, Dawn Wells, number 2, Candace's mother, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 3 key people that were on the property when Summer allegedly was on the property that afternoon. She went missing.
I
Yep.
agree.
And
Good
did
to
you
see
hear
you,
my
John.
video clip, John, where Don was saying, like, yeah, okay, I was at home. Okay, yeah, fine, I was at home.
Yeah. That's when I was just coming in. That's when I was just coming in, and I said, I remember that piece.
Yeah.
And he admitted he was there that afternoon, and that's when I made the comment to say, I wonder, during the time of that afternoon when he allegedly made the call to Candace, the one that was overheard allegedly by Hunter being in the car when they were all out that afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
that Don knew that Candace was with Hunter, and he wanted to see if he was going to bring him back home to have a little whatever.
You remember, well,
1,000%. Yes,
remember
1,000%.
Candace said, Candace told me to be quiet. Don's calling.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, okay, if it's something innocent, right? I mean, why would you have to hide or be quiet about that? So,
Thank you, Justin. If you guys see a private chat, keep it to y'all for Justin. But yes, thank you, Justin, for giving us, a chance to be able to help. That's awesome. Okay,
I'll do what I can.
let's get this video again.
All right. Here we go.
Saturday marks 3 years since the disappearance of then 5-year-old Summer Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would issue an endangered child alert for her. That would later turn into an Amber Alert.
To this day, law enforcement still has not located Summer Wells and are not any closer to finding her. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Summer's parents.
We have pushed investigators for months to learn about new details or updates in this case. What we do know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer home. I spoke with both Dawn and Candace Wells in Kingsport at a place with deep meaning to Summer's disappearance. Borden Park is anything but quiet this time of year. But 3 years ago, it was filled almost weekly with people praying for Summer Wells.
I see all these families, with their kids and how much they enjoy them and stuff. And we were stripped away from all our kids. All our kids have been kidnapped from us by DCS. And who knows? We're not sure about Summer, but we know about where our boys are at.
While the prayer vigils are now few and far between, Dawn and Candace Wells haven't stopped praying that their daughter Summer will be found.
We have hope. Always. But there's not much hope in this world.
He's an oxymoron.
All the
we
time.
have to trust God that there's hope in eternal life in heaven.
Summer was reported missing on June the 15th of 2021.
We know that she was taken off our property, and we know she was taken away in a vehicle, or they would have found her in the area if she was somewhere in the area. But who's responsible for her? We don't know.
I asked Dawn and Candace when was the last time they heard from investigators.
We haven't lately at all. It's been a while, over a year, I think. I haven't talked to any law enforcement at all. I tried to talk to the FBI agent about it, but that didn't go anywhere.
Dawn says he feels that he and his wife Candace were targeted by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
They intimidated us, they belittled us, and done everything they could amidst all the chaos. And then the CPS was there doing the same thing.
When asked about how he thinks about Summer's disappearance 3 years later, Dawn spoke about a Department of Children's Services investigation.
They said somebody had called and said that we was giving our kids loaded guns to play with. And so they closed the case June 14th, which is something CPS does not do. They don't just close cases. So it's really odd and mystifying why they closed the case June 14th, and then 24 hours later, Summer's gone.
Summer's mother, Candace, sat in for part of our interview, but got up after a few questions.
She was going to try, but her emotions are just too much.
The last update in the Summer Wells case from law enforcement was an age-progressed photo released in June of last year. This image was released by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. If you have any information about the whereabouts of Summer Wells, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. That number is right there on your screen.
Now that's interesting.
Which part? Which part? Okay, so what stood out to you the most?
You know, out of all the conversations that you have had with Don, when you first interviewed him, he never brought that up regarding CPS, guns, them doing things out of a retaliatory type stance. He's also throwing law enforcement under the bus, saying that they were being targeted. He never said anything like that or mentioned any of those two premises during the time he was talking to you about what he thought may have happened this summer.
What's interesting is in the print, I don't know if he says it in the video, but I know in the print he says in the article, we haven't heard from law enforcement, or we haven't talked to law enforcement in over a year, and that's probably a good thing.
Oh.
Really?
Isn't that also like, doesn't that speak volumes for law enforcement as well?
You would
That
think.
they're not
I mean,
keeping them.
I think they must notice that. Like, why aren't these freaking
because how many
silly
times
asses not calling us like every day or every other day? Like,
Well,
I'd be
yeah.
calling every damn day, you guys, every day. I am that person. They're gonna have to arrest me or something, but like, I'm not leaving the TBI area till I know like something. I just feel like I would be the one to pack my bags, pack a suitcase, get a sleeping bag, and like I'm like now moving into the TBI building. Like, make me leave.
But law enforcement would contact the parents every so often as well. Like, I'm telling you, that says a lot to me about.
Oh, is this article is a weird one.
He says it's been a while, over a year, I think. I haven't talked to any law enforcement at all. I've tried to talk to the FBI agent about it, but that didn't go anywhere, said Wells. Quote, it's probably a good thing not to hear from Hawkins County, in my opinion, end quote.
Well, they weren't being cooperative at one point.
I mean, I mean, if they don't cooperate, you know, unless they're going to put some charges on them, there's nothing they can do, you know, as far as speaking with them. But that just says volumes, in my opinion.
In here, Candace is sitting there, and Don is, you know, CPS and the law, kidnap my kids, blah, blah, blah. So he says, can we go back on... Let me remove this for a second, Justin. We're going to pull Mandy's up. Ooh, where'd I go? Mandy's up here again. Now, Mandy, can we go to the part... can you start it and then I'll remember better when to go to
this
the
Saturday
part where...
If you haven't been able to clear parents in 3 years when dad says he was at freaking work.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, let's play through and I'll remember the spot that I'm thinking about.
We can let it play this time and just dissect it all the way through if you want.
Yeah, let's play it because there's a part and now I'm forgetting which part.
Okay.
It marks 3 years since the disappearance of then 5-year-old Summer Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community.
And that is not that's not true.
That drives me nuts that they say
Nope,
that.
because John Pruitt says she did not leave the area.
Oh, can you back that up?
Yep.
Where it just said that? Because I think I need
Back it
to
up. Back
tell
it
you
up.
something.
Tell us.
He said
Yeah.
Summer was last seen walking from her home
Okay.
on Ben Hill Road
Okay.
in the Beach
Pause
Creek.
that, please. Pause
Okay.
that. I'm sorry, but
Nope.
I need to show you something. That there was a retraction with that today. Sorry.
Oh, thank God.
There
Thank
was a
God.
I
retraction with
don't know,
that.
PG.
I was
Um,
about to say, where did that come from?
Right?
and
That's what
they
I
have,
Where did that come from?
The one
yeah,
false news report that they put out.
so
yeah. Damn, where is it at?
I'm so glad they retracted that because that's I'm like,
Yeah, I played it. Someone sent it to me today, and they said, where was it at?
Wasn't it claimed on the 911 call to the dispatcher that the mother had went for a walk
Yep.
for 10 minutes and came back and found out she was
Yes.
gone?
Yes. And why do people
Yes.
keep forgetting this?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the only walk part that I came across. Not Summer walked off the property.
Well, we got
Right.
John Pruitt. So they're saying they saw Summer walking down the Pruitt. So who is the witness that seen this? Because that's what they reported. So someone, excuse me, seen it. But why do we have Ronnie Lawson saying, no, she's been walked away. We see her walk away. But John Pruitt is who you're actually supposed to go to above whatever his face, the Lawrence family, because they are corrupt as shit. And he literally said, I don't believe she left the area, and she hasn't been trafficked out of the area. And again, not to say she hasn't been trafficked, she just hasn't left the area. Then you got Dave Radar with Equisearch. I'm told I butchered the name. I apologize, but I hear Equisearch. So Dave Radar and Equisearch was kind of mimicking. Well, he was saying we are looking for what could be the size of a compact computer, a laptop, a small laptop. So already, I know they're looking for remains, not a live girl. So, like, Pruitt and Lawson don't have the same ideas, clearly, right? Or am I wrong, crazy?
I really don't know. I don't think any of them got any ideas down there. Can you pop that up, share?
Yes, sorry. Okay, here we go.
So this was WJHL today, Retraction. WJHL professionally shared a phrase from a past article from June 15th and 16th, 2021, in today's report 6/10/2024, that was initially said by law enforcement in 2021, but has never been verified as true. Quote, Lawson says Wells was quote, Lawson says Wells was seen walking away from her home on Ben Hill Road around 7 p.m., end quote. The Wells are asking promptly for this about Summer to be publicly verified or rejected by TBI. The word seen is a big word in this case of the disappearance of Summer Wells.
So somebody seen him walk. Somebody seen him. Who could have been? Could have been anyone. There was an officer up there earlier that day. Did the officer see her walking? Like, I don't know.
The Wells are asking promptly for this about Summer to be publicly verified or rejected by TBI.
I feel you on that, Brittany girl. Yes. John, what's your top theory with everything in the past 3 years? Today, where does it sit with you?
Wow. You know, we've all spent many, many hours on this case when it first hit the fan,
Mm-hmm.
and then spent many more hours with other content creators covering the same case, but
Yes.
from different perspectives. See if there was something that we could look further into or that we hadn't looked at yet. Questions that we had, questions that the content creators had, even questions coming up out of the chat. And it was a lot to cover, but I've always believed that if she made it back to the house after they dropped Hunter off, and that would have been a little after 2:15, 2:20 in the afternoon, they had at least 4 hours, give or take, before they actually contacted the officials that their daughter was missing.
Yeah, they got they got home at 3:10 is when approximately when they got home. And I always found interesting at 3:30 onward, remember Don says all 3 phones are wiped clean. His,
I remember that.
Grandis's, and
Yeah.
Candace's. And it's very funny, 15, 20 minutes after they get home, and Don supposedly not, at home. He's supposed to be at work, but it's wiped clean too. All right. Okay.
So let me ask y'all this, because I was always confused by that. Was he saying that their phones mysteriously were wiped clean and he doesn't know how, or was he accusing law enforcement of doing that?
He said when he got them back, all 3 was wiped clean.
Mm.
Now, law enforcement doesn't wipe anything clean. They wouldn't be able to use that in court later if it was wiped clean. The only thing law enforcement or TBI, when they just download, they just clone the data is all they do. That's it.
Yeah. Make a copy of what's on the phone.
Yes. Yeah.
So Don told me that they cleared their phones from 3:30 on so that he wouldn't talk about it publicly on the YouTubes.
Or he couldn't or
But I don't
didn't
believe
want
that.
to talk about it on
That's more
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
I always thought it was interesting. 3:10 to 3:15 they got home, and then 15, 20 minutes later, all 3, Grandis, Candace, and Dawn.
Yeah.
And Dawn's supposed to be, 40 minutes away at work. And, Dawn said even the 911 calls were deleted. Or,
Oh, my.
or the, call it when they called the emergency, the
What? How
non-emergency
does
number.
that happen? Why are
Yeah.
they-
And I'm thinking,
But Don never verified that, did he?
That is crazy.
You know what else, too? The fact that
he never verified what?
That the phones were wiped clean.
Oh, no, he's the one that said it.
Yeah, I remember. When
Okay,
he said
so
that.
it's just coming from him
Yeah.
and nothing corroborated or verified that was a fact that he was stating.
Yeah, I mean, law
Right,
enforcement
John.
has never said the phones were deleted, but
Right, exactly. Okay.
I mean, I believe they deleted the phones, but he's just blaming law enforcement, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Ooh, yeah, that's more like it, Justin, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I've never once in a how many cases have we ever done where you've ever heard that law enforcement wiped a phone? Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They don't. They clone it.
if that has valuable evidence
Yeah.
on it of any caliber, if it is deleted, I mean, if that phone is deleted, throw it out because you can't use any. It is all thrown out.
Yep.
It
Yeah,
has to
so
be.
going back to Ms. Scher's question to me regarding, what were my theory, my thoughts about it.
Yes.
If she had
please.
made it back home that afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
putting myself back into the very beginning, and asked the boys to help with the groceries,
Right.
and helped her mother with her knee brace,
Yep.
and planted flowers, and was given a piece of candy, and being walked to the front of the doorway where she saw Summer go into the house, and told the boys to watch their sister. She would be right back. She told Chris Madonna that she was only over there for maybe a few minutes, 5 minutes, give or take. She couldn't really recall how long she had been with her mother regarding that time, returned to the house, then asked the boys where Summer was. She's downstairs. She might be downstairs playing with her toys, is what Candace said. Candace calls for Summer. There's no answer. She goes downstairs and tells the news reporter she was gone. And that statement right there bothered me a lot, because gone is not specified. Gone in what way? She wasn't there in the basement or where we sleep. She never clarifies that. She was just gone.
So that's kind of like when compare again really quick. Sorry, but yeah, because I didn't remember about that. But that's right, John, and that makes me feel like when Katie was like, I was just so worked up. I was crying because I'm driving around and he had already and she quick caught what she was saying. He as in who had already what?
Yeah. I don't know if he's seen those. Though.
No, yeah, that's just what that kind of reminds me of.
Red flags.
Red flag for sure. The big red flag. A bingo card on that.
Yeah.
Justin,
matters,
Justin had
John.
brought up something that was interesting, I think, during your last conversation about the candy. You know, could that have been a peppermint? Could that have been something else that looked?
John, I'll pull it up. Were you here last time when I pulled up?
Yeah, I think I was able to capture it a good 45 minutes of that live.
Okay.
Then I had phone calls coming in, so I had to.
I want to pull up. So my ex's mom had Alzheimer's and very, very, very bad knees. So she had to have both of her knees replaced while going through Alzheimer's. So her knees hurt a lot, and she would have to go get shots of cortisone in her knee. But then they would let her leave with a thing called Norco, which is Vicodin, a generic Vicodin. So let me see here. Share my screen.
While she's doing that too, I just want to point out with the piece of candy, there's always red flags when you have multiple people telling the same story verbatim. That's not normal. That's actually how they caught up those two girls that unalived their friend in the Skylar Neese case. Was their stories were verbatim, and that's what Candace and Grandma do all the time.
And all of them, yes. So these here are called Norco. Can you see? Is this a better picture?
You can see it.
Where did it go? Hold on. I went.
It's got little
too far.
red specks in it.
Okay, the picture over to the right-hand
this
side.
one here, yes, the V3604.
Okay.
You see that? Now, when I was younger, and when my mother-in-law, she had dementia, she did think that those were candy because they look like old peppermints, Altoids, if you will.
They remind me of those Certs candies. Remember
Certs? Yes, the Certs. Yeah. So that looks like candy. That looks like a piece of peppermint. Yep, a Pez. Those might fit in a Pez.
Pez are the worst to look like pills.
Yeah.
Does the 3604 specifically tell you what side effects are come along with that?
That's a good question, John.
I'm not.
I mean,
sure.
amphetamine and hydrocodone. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's an opioid. It is an opioid.
Narcotic. Yeah, an
Yeah.
opioid. Yeah.
So that
It's
would
Vicodin.
delay breathing. That would delay
Yeah.
breathing.
It
And
absolutely does fuck with your breathing. The younger you are and everything.
well,
Yes.
and just imagine the poor girl hadn't ate. So I mean, she's 40 pounds. The poor girl didn't eat all freaking day.
That's true, except
And
that
you know,
damn Sonic Slurpee.
That's
Blue.
always
It-
bothered me too.
you know something that I've thought in my mind, and it just hurts to think. I was thinking one day, and that's when I got to think Summer did not eat. Summer did not eat. They'd never fed this girl the whole day. And because they left at 7:30 and had to be there at 8, right, in the morning. And Candace isn't doing anything in the morning, and they didn't eat all throughout the day. And so she went to bed. You go to bed, if she ate at 10 o'clock that night, and that's late, right? Your belly's digesting that food. You wake up hungry. She went through all the entire day, as many as 19 hours to her abduction. We don't know that she ate, other than Candace said, I fed her a couple hot dogs that morning. That was bullshit, in my
Wait,
opinion.
what? I never heard about hot dogs in the morning. What?
Yeah. After I did a live one day, I said, "Shame on you, Candace. This child wasn't fed for up to 19 hours." And then she went on another channel and she's like, "Oh well, we gave her a couple hot dogs that morning." But
What the hell?
I was thinking that this little baby, up until the very end, as far as we know, guys,
Well, and
didn't have a thing in her stomach. She couldn't even fight off anything. And she
gross.
went to wherever Summer went to with a empty belly.
Well,
And that makes it, I just can't live like that. I swear it.
It breaks you, don't it?
Oh,
It breaks. Well, think about this, like, to make it even more sad. And what really just, I know people's like, everybody's so hung up on Sonic. Well, yes, I am. Because when a child, anybody for that matter, goes swimming, it makes you hungry to swim.
Oh, yes.
And then you go to Sonic, and you really gonna tell me that little girl didn't ask for something to eat? My kids, I'm not going through a drive-through and my kids not ask for food.
Exactly.
Oh,
Probably
come
some
on.
kind of slushy something. Yes. Yeah,
they
you
gave-
would
I mean,
think.
she
So
got
was the Sonics ever verified as to what was purchased, specifically purchased?
slushies, and that was it.
Slushies. And I don't know if it was like verified. I do know if Chris McDonough actually
Yeah,
was able to Okay.
Yeah, they were there,
Just
and
slushies.
they did get slushies, and the Sonic people will tell you.
And so the prescription pickup was 1:29 in the afternoon. What the hell does Dawn mean? Well, since you're out and doing stuff and it's still late, I'm just gonna work later because you guys are late. When does he
No.
usually leave work? Like what the fuck?
Here, that was, I think, at 11:30 in the morning when
No,
they first
when they dropped it off.
when they dropped it off.
Yes,
he was
but to
in
pick
the
it up, it would take 30 minutes.
Yes, and that's when they went swimming. And
I have the timeline if you want me to share it.
yeah,
here real
I
quick.
got the timeline somewhere
Yeah,
around here
somebody.
as well.
I made a
I've got a stock Google Doc here
Yeah,
somewhere.
poor baby. I wonder how
Scott-
underweight she was.
Scott,
Well,
was all
she
that.
looks sick. She looks sick. I mean, she just did.
Hunter said she had French fries from Burger King. I did hear Hunter say that, Scott, but that was like rather new all of a sudden, right?
kind of added in later.
That's what I got, John. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's crazy. And
Always.
Okay, so mine's
we have to
not
have a
a complete one.
conversation, John, too. We got to get on the I saw you were going over some of the stuff a couple times, the chimney loop top and like all him driving me around. I
Oh,
found
well, thanks to
another
you. Thanks to you.
video. I found another
Yeah, that video gave me some homework to do.
Okay, good. I
And
got some more I can send your way of
Here you go.
beautiful,
stuff
I've
like
got
that.
beautiful, because that got me up and running. I said, well, wait a minute. You know, this conversation that Don is having on panel with Miss Cher,
Good night, Aries.
and he's telling everyone
I'll
out
pull
of his
yours up
own
next, Mandy.
mouth about,
Oh,
you
his
know,
is probably
her
better
being
too.
taken or being thrown in a car. It wouldn't take about maybe 20, 25 minutes to get up out of here, take some of the back roads. I said, well, wait a minute. Is he painting a roadmap?
Right?
And
Got
then
it.
I said, well, let me go back to that location and find out what he's talking about. And sure enough, you know, Horton Highway, it sits right behind where these folks live.
Hey, John, you know how the last time you came up on my panel, we were talking about Madeline Soto and
Madeline
broke up
Soto,
the
yes.
maps? We've got sorry, Sharon, I'm not trying to change
No,
topic.
no, you guys
Just
are
to show
fine.
you, there's a
said speak
huge
freely.
document dump that just was released, giving a
What?
lot of stuff
Oh,
about.
Madeline Soto's case?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to read that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, Teresa, that the way Hunter said that, I thought for a long time that he was saying Summer wasn't with us until we picked up the grandmother. He was saying that she was with us until she picked up the grandmother. But anyway,
Okay.
this thing this is the timeline. Each link here is the video connected to what came out of their own mouths about the timeline, and all of that. So 7:30, Don Wells says he left for work at Jonesboro. Per Candace Bly Wells, she says that Summer Wells was in a bathing suit she put a bathing suit on before she left because it was really hot out that day. I absolutely believe that that Candace talked to Hunter that night, the previous night, or very early in the morning sometimes.
Hunter spent the night before. Just from things I found out my own research, Hunter and Allie and Truly and her boyfriend, I don't know if they all left, but Hunter specifically spent June 14th to the 15th. I've got we'll get there. That's for a whole another thing. But yeah, I'll show
So-
you guys some stuff.
Candace says all three boys are home, locked in, no one out. 8 o'clock, per Candace Bly Wells, her and Summer Wells went to Holston Valley Medical Center in Kingsport with Grandis and dropped her off while sitting in the hospital parking lot waiting for Grandis to get done. Hunter called her and invites her over. She told him as long as his mom said it was okay. Per Hunter, he says Candace Bly Wells texted him saying that Grandis was in the hospital. Now, see, we got both accounts on there because Candace says Hunter calls. Hunter says Candace calls. Hunter's account is he said Candace texted him and said that Grandis was in the hospital. When asked to show the messages, Hunter said that TBI still has his phone and he is using his deceased grandfather's phone in the meantime. He called her up and invited her over while she was waiting. Candace Bly Wells told him to ask his mom, which she said that it was fine for a little bit to go with Candace, for Hunter to go with Candace rather, and his grandmother was on their way to the hospital. Candace Bly Wells said she would be over in 5 to 10 minutes. 10 o'clock. Per Hunter, Candace Bly Wells arrives at Allie's house with Summer Wells. Quote, have to have been like 11 or 10, I think. It was at least 10 because I was up all night. That, in my opinion, is a supporting argument that Hunter was up all night and they talked. In my opinion. Per Hunter, Summer Wells changed in her bathing suit at the house before they left. Now, remember, Candace said she changed Summer into a bathing suit that morning before she left.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, Hunter
But that was
saying,
a lie.
yeah, somebody's lying. Per Hunter, he goes with Candace and Summer Wells to pick up Grandis at the hospital, then goes right to Walgreens to put in the prescription. While waiting in the drive-through line, Don Wells calls Candace Bly Wells to tell her that name omitted from interview. But that was, who was that? Andy? Or no, some guy was camping on the property for about a week or so and has been touching the little kids. While they got to the window, they were told when they got to the pharmacy window, it told them it would take 30 to 35 minutes to process. And see, that call was between 11. So by the time we know that the TikTok video was at 12:21 when she's in the water. Summer is in the water. Thing at between 11 and 12:21, that is when Dawn called. Now,
I'm gonna screenshot this.
so it had to be, why is Dawn saying, I need to, I'm going to work late. Well, it's 11:30 in the morning, mother chicken. What's
That's
wrong with
what
you?
never sat right with me. That doesn't make sense.
No,
That drives Mark insane. My husband is
does me
like,
too.
that doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
It's noon. What do you mean you're going to work late? And you're not
Yeah.
alone.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, per Candace Bly Wells, she says that when she went to the hospital to pick up Grandis, stopped at the smoke stop, and then Candace Hare got her the twisted tea that she wanted. Like Grandis is going to drink. First of all, Grandis, I don't think drinks much, and second of all, right as she gets out of the hospital, then stopped at the hippie house and got 3 nicotine vapes for herself. Then they went to Walgreens drive-through to drop the prescription. While in the drive-through, Don Wells called to ask how everything was going, if everything was going okay, and how soon they were going to be home. He's calling to say, "Why are you? Come home." In my opinion, come home. Walgreens said the prescription would take 30 minutes, so Candace Bly Wells decided to bring them all to Warrior's Path. Now, the first story was Hunter's account. This story is Candace's account. Now, Hunter, one thing that's not in here, Hunter said for her to be quiet, for everyone to be quiet, Dawn was calling. Per Hunter, Candace Bly Wells, Summer Wells, Grandis, and Hunter go from Walgreens, this is Hunter's account, to the discount tobacco store to get cigarettes, nicotine puff bars, black, purple, and blue, and 1 can of twisted tea. Then they
That's
head to
right.
the horse barn, Warrior's Path, to swim. Per Hunter, Candace Bly Wells gave him the twisted tea, asked he asked if he could have it. She let him have a puff off the vapes, is what Hunter
Justin, can
said.
I interrupt you?
Please.
How big was the cans of how big was the cans of Twisted Tea? Because
They're the tall boys.
it was
boys.
a tall boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
And the Twisted Teas are, it's not an ordinary beer. It
Right.
is,
Just
I
a
mean,
spiked iced tea.
I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
being 15 years old and guzzling that down because you know he had to drink it fast.
In that
There
hot
were
sun.
Well, think about when was it Chris McDonough? I think it had to have been him.
Disgusting.
There were multiple
Thank
cans
you, Mama
out
Bear.
there. I'm not going to say that, those were
Why that
Candace's, but
Walgreens?
what are the chances
Mm-hmm.
in the same spot you see cans of Twisted Tea everywhere where they were allegedly at?
Well,
Mm.
that
It's
Walgreens,
popular probably in the area.
it's very popular. It's a very popular drink. But that Walgreens, there is, 300 other pharmacies closer, being
That's
obviously.
what muscles and mascara. Do you see that
Yeah.
comment there?
Yeah. And it's very interesting how Candace just dressed her,
Okay.
in a bathing suit and put clothes over her and took
So who's
Grandis
lying?
knew they were
Because she said she left the house in the swimsuit, which could be because the kids were so neglected. Summer was already wearing a swimsuit and they just loaded up about their day. It doesn't look like she has a full out swimsuit on. It looks like a tank top and shorts in the video. But see,
it's a two-piece.
somebody's lying, because if I was to let all of you guys, and we are going to be going through all my phone and the text messages, and when Dawn is confused, which again, I can prove through text messages that Dawn was home, because when he was waking up and wanting to drink some of his milk or wonder who the hell, which of the damn kids moved their milk and talking about some broken window. Anyway, Hunter was already at the house June 15th. Do you guys remember when Chris McDonough was interviewing, and so when they say they drop Hunter off, Hunter then went to the ballpark with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's mom. And then where did Allie and Sherry go, or whatever that friend was of her? They too went to a ball field. So everyone's just going to ball fields after Hunter gets dropped off for whatever reason, which is the same time Summer is disappearing. No. They're saying the ballparks, but I'm telling you, they were going back to clear out shit from there because they had all partied and stayed the night on the 14th to the 15th. I am telling you, and I can't shake it enough. I had an FBI agent say, yeah, this does look bad. And so I cannot wait to play this shit for you. There was a party going on June 14th, and yes, Hunter spent the night there, and so did Allie. But I don't know if Allie ended up going home wee hours of the night, possibly because sometimes she didn't like to stay. But Hunter stayed. I'm telling you, and I don't know where it matters or if it matters, but I mean, we're being lied to.
Well, I want to point out one.
Sorry, I just got angry.
I just want to point out a discrepancy about the swimming
Please
hole.
do.
Too.
Yes.
Thinking back to Chris McDonough's interview with H said, if you remember, Candace called him and said they were going fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. It went to fishing and then it went to swimming.
Someone's being dishonest here because
with no fishing pole.
He said that Candace took Summer in to his house to dress her to go swimming.
Right.
So
I think it was just Hunter forgot the script.
What is it?
Hunter forgot
What
the
is
script.
it about? Okay, well, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to
and they're just saying that. Well, I went and picked up Hunter because she don't want to look bad. Hunter was already staying the night and that there was a party going on, so they did have to set up. Let's not forget how many burner phones these people all have. By the way,
And then
Mhm.
Hunter's talking about Allie's asleep in the bathroom.
In the
like,
bathtub.
that's just
On
not
the
even.
toilet. On the toilet.
Well, she looked like
Asleep
she
on the
was
toilet.
falling asleep on the
Wow.
freaking front porch that day too. I mean, no
Yeah.
offense, God rest her
Well,
soul.
didn't
but
she work third shift though?
I don't.
I don't
So
know.
they
God
say,
bless
but
her.
you don't know if
God
that's
bless.
true.
Yeah. Now,
Poor,
you
poor John. He's like, what I
Yeah.
get myself into.
have any comments, John?
I was just reading the chat. I'm listening to the commentary you guys are putting on the panel. There is a lot of double-sidedness going on. One person's story versus another.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you'll see here. It'll say per
Between
hate.
Hunter- Yeah, especially between Hunter and Candace, because Candace tells Chris Madonna at the
Yes.
pond that he's flat out lying.
Yep.
I don't understand why people would do that. And she started getting stirred up. She became upset, especially when he brought that to her attention.
Mm-hmm.
And
He said, I think
Madonna
he said,
well, what do you think?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please. No, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Madonna. So what do you think the chances are, in her mind, of Summer going missing out of the house the way she claimed her to go missing? What do you think the chances are? Is it 50%? Is it, tell me in your own mind, what do you think that the chances are likely that would happen? And she really wasn't definitive in giving him an answer.
She said 50-50.
Right. Half and half.
Yes,
Well,
right. I
you
would
would
have
know more so
50,
than I would.
50-50.
Yeah, and that
So,
startled me. I said,
yeah,
okay,
I
so
mean,
what was
50.
she really
You're only
saying?
50% sure. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
so there's a lot of duality, if you will,
Yep.
between the commentaries being made by both Candace and Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Candace's, I'm trying to find the word. She is, I don't want to say adding while it's going, if you will, adding on little pieces to
Yeah.
try to give clarification on something that she didn't give clarification to begin with.
Well, they, whenever you call them out on something, they adjust. Right.
Right.
Now,
Right.
is it any way possible because she was through a traumatic event that she just couldn't go there before, and now she's able to see it better? Is there any, I mean, I'm not buying that, but I'm playing devil's advocate, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, maybe it was so traumatic before, like, things are being added now because she's able to remember more now that she's...
No, I'm telling you what, when it comes to your kids,
I'm just playing
think
devil's
real
advocate.
freaking quick. Real
Yeah,
quick.
I mean,
Think about her at that swimming hole, Chris McDonough.
no, I know. I was
Chris
just
McDonough,
wondering.
He's like, y'all, to me, if you've ever wondered, about Candace, watch that part where he's like, so, how are you feeling? And she looks and she's like, everywhere I look, or he said, tell me how, something about her. Everywhere I look, there she is.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what else to say. It was
Yeah.
horrible.
It was so weird. And also, I liked how when Candace was at the lake, she said she put Summer in her bathing suit because it'll be hot and she'll have the windows down and she'll say, roll the windows up, Mommy, I'm cold. So she said she changed her before they left the lake when she was at the lake with Chris. Then when she gets to the house, Chris said, what about the pillow? And Candace said, what pillow? And Chris said Summer was sitting on a pillow, which she wasn't. And
No,
she said,
she wasn't.
I put the kid. I had her sit on the pillow because mom doesn't like it when the kids get in the truck with their wet bathing suits on.
Just
Yeah.
totally made
Yeah,
it up.
because like like cleanliness was their number one priority. Not even having a damn sheet on the bed.
Is this
Right,
Living in a
but it was
hold
a
on.
lie because she said she changed her. So why would she need to sit on a pillow? And
When was this?
Hunter
A
got in the
year
water
ago?
too, so his shorts would have been wet too, and he sat on the seat. He didn't have a pillow, right? So
That's true, right?
it's
Yep.
all a lie. And Chris
Right.
caught her up with that pillow question. She walked right into that lie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was also thinking about the two other items that I was hoping they would talk about: the orange crush that was in the car,
Mm-hmm. But they
along with
say
the
grandma
Skittles,
gave it to her.
right? Along with the Skittles that
The
were
question: why do they need
full
an
of
orange
deceit.
crush when they have a slushie?
Good question. Because for me, that's a hell no. Would you like a slushy or would you like an orange crush? Which one?
Right.
Because you're not getting both.
They
Right.
just went to Sonic.
And that was never clarified. It was never identified properly, not corroborated, whether it was bought at Sonic's or any place along that that travel timeline. I
Right.
said, well, okay, well, what about the Orange Crush? You know, it was said by a content creator that that type of orange crush, I guess, can be purchased that also has some kind of
Yes.
substance, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
in it, like the twisted iced tea.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I said, well, okay, but they got the twisted iced tea for Hunter. This orange crush bottle is sitting right beside Summer in the car, in the van.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell if it was cracked, whether it was opened, a sip was taken out of it, or a portion of it was consumed. If so, it was closer to Summer than it would have been to Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
She's leaning on the milk jugs as if she's asleep. We go back to not eating the whole day.
Yep.
It's hot, but yet she's overdressed.
Yeah.
I thought I heard Candace speak about that drink and those candies. Didn't
Yeah.
she say that orange crush was something she had earlier that day or something
She
like
said it
that?
was old. It was
Oh,
it was in grandma's car or something like that.
I have the clip pulled up. I went and pulled up my video that I made a couple of years ago because I compared where she lied about changing Summer when she was doing her interview at the lake. And then when
Yeah.
they got to the house, she said that Summer was sitting on the pillow because she was wet. So I made a video of it, and I have that part right there where Chris asks her, what about the candy, the orange drink, the pillow, all of that queued up. If you want me to pop it up, I can and play just
Sure.
that part. Let's
You know, and you would think that that orange crush being in the car, it being locked up in the car all that time they're on the road, at the hospital, at the store, at the pharmacy, at the lake, and then the return trip home.
Yeah.
You know, that soda is not cold.
Right.
So I don't know if anyone has ever had a hot beverage before.
Ugh.
But,
Mhm.
you know, you talk about an
Oh,
accelerator.
hot soda's the worst. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were a lot of things that popped out that was never given clarification on in this case. You know, the Skittles, the crush, the pillow, the line between Candace and Hunter, the phone call that Don made to Candace, which was overheard by Hunter about someone being on the property touching kids.
What
How
kind
would
of
he know? How
like
would he
what?
know that if he's at work?
Yeah, what's that? I've always wanted more like elaboration on that. What the hell is that about?
Right. What time are you going to be home? Is it because that's where he's calling from? This is where he's making this report from during that phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Is Don skipping over something in his statement?
Mm-hmm.
And then to come to find out in the video that you just played moments ago, with him admitting that, yeah, I was home.
Yeah.
Of course, I've always believed Don was there, that he had
Oh, yeah.
left early,
Absolutely.
that there
Absolutely.
was something there for him to be home for.
Yeah.
And I said, what would that be? Is he trying to catch her doing something? That was one idea, you know. Another was, was that where he took his lunch break? Never really told anybody, but that's where he took his lunch break. Did he come back to get his truck after taking the Subaru that morning? What was Don home for? Kept ringing in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
which only puts him there from the start.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So now you have Summer going missing in the afternoon somewhere after 3:15.
Yep.
Abruptly.
I have been like freaking shouting things at you guys and had no idea my mic was muted.
I thought you were playing in the chat because I saw you
No.
I was wondering why you were super.
I was
seeing yourself super
literally
fierce.
screaming. No. Oh, that's annoying. Anyways, he was home, John, and you said so much. I'm like, I can prove, like, I have receipts. Like, oh my gosh. Now, anyways, it was for literally like the last, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. So I'm gonna go back.
no.
We need to have another conversation because, like, you were saying things, and I can prove, like, yes, he was home. He was definitely there before she got home. That's exactly why. I've got receipts, people. There's just
Maybe
things
that's why
I've
he called
been
Candace when
sitting
they were
on.
at Walgreens.
Yes, he called Candace when she was at Walgreens. He was home. And as far as his lunch break, John, now he left at his lunch break. So I had his coworkers, a few of them talking, and they were telling me, and I was like, okay, now can I sit and record you guys? You don't have to do live, but would you be willing to put this on a recorded statement that, you were talking with Don Wells all day on June 15th while he was at work and that you didn't see him leave at all, and at lunch for lunch. Don claimed he took his lunch break at 11:30, okay? I believe if he went to work, he took his lunch break at 11:30 and he was home. The prescription was 1:29 in the afternoon pickup. Don is speed demon and was only an hour away from him. He was home. That call to Candace was, where the fuck are you? Because he knew when he left, Hunter was there. So where is everybody? And best believe Grand Bun and everybody was waiting to meet back at that house because there was a party before, and Grandma told Grand Bun, guess what? Like, your knee hurts, do you have trouble? Like, I can get you some Vicodin. Like, watch this. I'll turn myself in. And she did. Like, there's a lot. Don't forget she was opening up her pain meds, and Candace opening up birthday cards and straight up giving her mom the money for exchange of pain pills. And yes, I believe Benny when he says that. I do. He cried to me about this shit. I believe him.
Wow.
Yeah. Scott, I have the screenshot to that of Candace saying, what did you tell Jenna? But yeah, him admitting. But there's Don telling. We've got older clips of Don, slipping and saying, he's like, there wasn't anybody at home, or he says, what did he say? There wasn't anybody here with me at home, or something like that.
Yeah,
And then he's like,
but
oh, I wasn't home.
yeah, I was home. No, I wasn't home. And then he was like, well, we were sitting 20 feet when Summer got gone. We. And then when talking about we turned here, like, get real. He was home.
I swear to y'all, I've never say it because you just, I want to be careful with what I say, but it's always felt like Grandis and Candace were trying to score that morning. Like, They didn't have
Yes.
anything. So what do? Go to the emergency room and doctor shop. Like it's a
Yes,
very
she
common.
did. She would have gotten
Well,
at least 20 Vicodin at the ER, whatever.
Yeah.
And also because in Minnesota, Wisconsin, they're stingy with that. So she maybe state hops to go and get her pain meds because she does. She's much like what my grandma was. I can see that. I'll say allegedly
mhm,
sells pain meds, and she sells the pain
mhm.
meds to her own daughter. And I really do believe that that's why Grand Bun and like I dislike Ziggy, whatever, but some of the stuff she's saying is true. And yes, uh, Hunter's sister and Grand Bun and everybody was there because that's exactly why Grandma decided to check into the hospital. She was selling her meds to Grand Bun.
Mhm.
What about, okay, let me ask you what you mean by the birthday cards. Whose birthday cards?
Well,
Is
birthday cards, whatever. Candace would open up cards, and if people sent like $20, whatever, she was literally throwing the money behind her to give to her mom in order
Wow.
to get her pain meds. So she
Yeah.
did get pain meds from there because Candace was buying them from her.
Yeah. I've wondered if, they went to the horse pond that day
Allegedly.
was, you know, was, was Hunter selling at that time? Was Allie giving
Yes.
him,
Yes. Hunter is a drug dealer. Yes.
were they meeting
Allegedly.
another person? Or they, because I mean, where they're at, that's a perfect spot. I mean, it's,
Let's not
for
forget that
people
place
party.
that we've heard about that place when I was friends with Allie. She even told me when she went out there and visited Warriors
Oh, I've
that
been there
there's
many
a
times.
whole section that is nice that you can go swimming. Like the
Yeah.
fact that they chose that area is suspicious.
Suspicious. Now,
Yeah.
everyone listen to this again. Hold on. Where did JLR? Because this fucks with me, you guys. Hold on.
I'm gonna have to
Okay.
get details from
And
you, Justin. I forgot you've been out there.
yeah, I've
Where's
been
And I
that
there many
video?
remember
times.
when
I got a lot
Grandma
of
did
videos.
her when Grandma did her interview, she said, and they went swimming at Warriors, I think it was.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
she
Grandma was
she
there.
did not go
Mhm.
swimming.
Great point.
No.
Great point, Rosie May. Let's not forget they didn't say Dawn's, but they said one of their vehicles was there for most of the day at Warriors. They did say at the horse stables.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes,
And
yes,
that
the
is
truck was parked there. Now, it doesn't say that she saw Candace and Hunter and Summer, but she said for most of the afternoon they
mhm,
came there and they parked their truck there. So for hours, so who came and picked them up from the watering hole? And then dropped them off at the watering hole so they could go home. Something is wrong with that, and not too many people talk about it, and that needs to change. So,
yeah.
and they didn't
I
say, oh,
think
yeah, we saw them there swimming for a couple hours. No, they parked their vehicle for a couple hours, which means there's a second vehicle involved that took Hunter, Summer, and Grandis was not there. Sorry, she was at the trailer sleeping. And Candace. They took Hunter, Summer, and Candace somewhere else
mhm,
to Dawn. And I think the other vehicle, in my own opinion, and with how invested I am, I think that it was Miss Robin Lane and or David Dotson and or all together Tim Mullen.
you
I'm
see,
glad.
yeah, I think you know,
You saved me having to find that video
hold on,
now.
let me look at this. I just thought of something. Where is
I'm
this?
so glad I'm not the only one that side eyes Robin.
Candace says she went to the
Robin's
hospital
crazy.
and then the hippie house. So Candace, I kind of believe Candace with this because Candace says they get the vapes and everything first. They get the twisted tea and all that. And that makes me wonder if they went there, another Dawn came or whatever, and they got in another truck, and then they were supposed to go to the uh the grocery store. and there was a huge discrepancy in the grocery store. Candace said she was there 5 minutes. She got milk and eggs or bread or something. And then Hunter said she was there for at least an hour. Now that is two different things. That's way different. And him and Summer was sitting out in the car, but they say that they got so many groceries as well, but they had to separate them at the house. But that makes me wonder, did they really go to the grocery store? Was that hour spent somewhere else?
Good night, Addie. Sorry, like there's
Addie.
delays for some of us sometimes, and we get excited, and then if we don't get it out, we forget it. Like I smoke pot, so I apologize, but sleep well. Bye.
Are we yelling over each
Actually,
other?
compared
No,
to
I
my
didn't think we were
streams-
anyway.
Compared to my streams, this is mild as F.
I
I'm
say
just saying.
People
thought we were
hop
having a
in
great
when you need
conversation.
to. Right, I'm enjoying this thoroughly. It's good to have John Q join. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Justin.
That's why I always love to pause, because I know sometimes when thoughts begin to flow and you don't want to lose your train of thought, that's when either you get it out or you lose it.
Exactly, yes. Thank you for
I lose it while I'm
understanding.
So.
I
Great
was just sitting here
panel.
thinking how well we were doing with 5 of us on here. Everybody was unmuted, no malfunction, knock on wood, you know. So I was thinking everything was going really well. And the chat has been giving compliments too. So
I think
Do you think that's possible, Cher? That, you know, they went, you know, Hunter and Summer and Candace went there to the horse pond. Dawn, you know, called, found him there or whatever. Or they was going to do a deal somewhere. They were trying to score. And when next, after they pick up their prescription, they were supposed to go to the grocery store, which I never understood. Hunter just sitting in a car for an
And you know why they were
hour.
supposed to go to the grocery store? Because with nobody with no money, Granny just got pain meds. So I used to sell my pain meds. Depending on what pain meds, they go for $5 per milligram of a narcotic. So hold on, let me turn my camera on here. Okay, so once upon a time, Cher had been ran over by a motorcycle, almost died, depression, whatever. I was given my very first morphine tablet when I was 12 years old in a group home by my foster brother.
Goodness gracious.
Who wanted to take advantage of me. So since that night, I gained a problem with them.
Right.
From that time on. So 12 is very little, but I wanted to numb everything, and it helped to take me out of what was going on, out of that and whatever. So I'm not going to go too deep in that, but that was my jam. I don't know where I was going with this now, Lawson, because I just kind of got
You were
triggered
talking
about
about the
something.
cost of the medicine Grandma's selling.
Cost of the medicine. So
You
I
still
got
have groceries with it.
I got deep into it. So yeah, I liked selling them once upon a time. And so let's say street value once upon a time, it's probably way more now, but it was $1 a milligram. So let's say you have a 5 milligram Vicodin or a 5 milligram Percocet. You're going to get $5 cash. And most people are going to sell several of those at a time. So like I've been there, done that. I sell my things. Okay, cool. I just got, $200. Now I'm going to go buy groceries.
Right.
Because they were bitching about money at the time and everything. So I do question.
But do you think it's possible, instead of going to the grocery store,
This is going to be fucking clipped everywhere now. Sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
Oh, please let him.
I know.
I mean, I'm not I mean, this is your struggle. Nobody should.
They're brave enough to admit
Nobody
Yeah.
should
Well, I just trying to make people
dance on someone's
understand. Like,
struggle.
that's
Yeah.
That's
like,
really sick to dance on someone's struggle.
exactly. Justin.
But Hunter said Candace was in there an hour.
an hour.
Yes, and Candace said she was in there 5 minutes. She got milk and bread, and that's it. But they also
Oh.
said, but she also said when they got to the house, they had to split the groceries.
Yeah, like
But
a bunch of groceries.
Do you think they could have went somewhere during that around hour?
Yes.
And there was a vehicle parked, down at the horse pond, and they was running around somewhere.
Yeah, I think that she made a run to do a dump and get paid. Yeah.
Yeah, Don, he's been known to screw people over with money as well.
Yes, he sure has.
He's really good at that.
They're-
That's right, Muscles.
It's very interesting that you bring that up because that becomes a different pattern with this timeline.
Yep.
All these different places could also represent people that they actually went to see
Mm-hmm.
after they picked up the prescriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know why.
So now you make your stop-offs and your drop-offs so you can collect.
Well, there was a Burger King Hunter threw in there. We never knew nothing about a Burger
Yeah,
King.
that came
Did
later.
Did they meet someone at a Burger King?
Right? I don't know. But I did now I remember the burger. Wait, was that
I don't ever remember
was that
Burger
True and her boyfriend?
No, that was Hunter said
Hunter.
she ate, that Summer ate some Burger King fries.
Yeah, but that's not true. They went to Sonic. Yeah, so
that was
yeah.
when he was on
Yes,
the
they went to Sonic too, but then he said she ate Burger King fries too.
She ate Burger King fries too. What Burger King is this? Where
He
was
said it
this?
when he was on with Andrew recently.
I want
Like,
to find
it
out.
was
I'm
with-
about to call them rich, like right now. Like Burger King.
See, and that's what makes me question because he said that
doesn't make-
recently, right? And we also know that
Just fucking with
Candace
us all.
was offering to telling him to come stay with her. She would give him a room in her basement. He could sleep in the basement. So that makes me think that they're cool again. So what are you trying to do? Offer,
Yeah.
more of a story for Candace? Oh, she ate. She had fries.
Mm-hmm.
Side priceless.
Can't trust
Okay.
any of these.
Something that bothered. What was it? Something that. What the fuck was I going to say? I forgot. I lost it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Probably
It's not your fault.
Let's
Oh,
not-
something that's bothered me is, sorry,
No, go ahead.
whenever they told Candace to
Thank
go
you, muscles and
down
mascara.
to take her lie detector test. And I know this for a fact. I can't tell you I know, but I know it for a fact. And I can tell you this. The female TBI officer threw her up against the car and told her, "Where the fuck is your daughter?" That's how she
That's
said
true. Yep. And Don,
And-
I have that in text messages. Don told me that they separated them
Yes,
and that
yes.
Candace was throwing a fit. And Don was like, just calm down. Like, I talked to them, but Candace
Yes.
wouldn't. She was so pissed. And they put her in the back of the cop car.
Yes.
And she was
And-
denying to talk. You know what she was doing? She was calling
Hunter. No, she
Allie
called
and
Hunter.
Hunter and
Yes.
telling them, I'm not talking to them.
Yes, but why is
And Don told me that. Don told me he was actually very upset with how Candace was behaving and that she was throwing tantrums in the back of the squad car. His exact words, and it's in text message.
I have always wondered, you're in the back and she's in the back of a squad car crying.
And they brought her
You're
booze.
calling a 15-year-old child Why are you calling a 15-year-old child?
Right.
Mhm.
And why
That's
did she go
crazy.
back, allegedly, according to H? Why did she go to his house wanting to know what he told TBI if she has nothing to do with this? Why would it matter?
Exactly.
Guilt is written all over
Exactly.
them,
For
and it's
real.
just, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems like Candace was very concerned about something.
Right?
I want to ask while you're up here, John, you're super, super smart. Why do you think, and I want to ask everyone, but John, because he's like hardly up here, so let's start with you. Why do you think none of the providing to minors or anything like that, like there is a lot of things where they could get in trouble for? Why have we not seen any of that being used yet? Like Don, they threw away for almost a year, right? 7 months or so for his stupid drinking and driving thing. So why aren't we throwing on anything to Candace? Because she'd sweat over having to do a week in jail, don't you think? So if we can get her on a few of the other things and she does, a year or up to a year, that's not going to scare her to start talking or separate them somehow like that?
That's a good question. That can fold into many different parts of this. When you think about, you know, the allegations of that, just that alone, offering substances to minors, that's just one part of the case compared to the many other parts of it that are important, but not more important than finding out what happened to Summer. So this is where the police are leaning more on that aspect of the case than focusing in on maybe the little smaller aspects of them, doing the thing that they did with the twisted tea and Lord knows what else they did, and the contributions also that was made by the interview that Justin had did with Jose.
Mm-hmm.
That was great, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was
There was a
excellent.
lot of information that he was able to reveal that we all didn't know about, from his own personal experience. He's there, he's witnessing how they lived, what they did, how they did it, when they did it, how much they did, and whom they did it with.
Mm-hmm.
Came up out of
Who, what, when, where. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and you have to factor in that
Excuse me.
that overall scene in Don and Candace's life. They lived a very chaotic
God, did they
life,
ever?
so to speak, especially with children around.
Fast
Yeah.
and hard, yep. Fast and
So
hard.
the police were more interested in finding out what happened this summer. Let's keep it there, is their claim, and that's what they're going to stand on. We can arrest Candace for perhaps some kind of substance trafficking, to minors. We would also have to include maybe some other people that most likely had did the same thing, but how does that get us to where Summer is?
Well, you'd think they would use it in tandem, like to pressure them,
Yeah.
but
They allowed their own stories to become that pressure. If
right.
anybody's going to fall and crack, let's just be patient and wait. We believe that, what they told us is a lie, that something did happen this summer.
Yeah.
The culprits that we've talked to are the ones that we're looking at. This is where Lawson came in to say, according to our findings, there was no abduction. We have no other evidence that would lead otherwise, whether it be trafficking or drug smuggling or anything else to that reference. Everything is still on the table. That means everybody we're looking at is still on the table, and he left it open. So they were very focused on finding Summer.
Yeah.
What they really wanted was for Don and Candace was to come clean about it.
Mm-hmm. This bothers Dawn. It bothers Dawn more than it does Candace.
Oh, I bet.
Yes.
I bet. Especially the way Don talked about Summer.
Yeah.
And in a way that would paint a very different picture to the listener of Don's words and how he describes Summer.
Yep.
And Candace's face listening to him describe the relationship he had with Summer.
Correct.
And it looked like it burned her every single time. And I said to myself, could Candace have done something out of retaliation and in a way that would, and this is allegedly, and this is just me speaking, allegedly take her out of the picture some way, and whatever was happening would stop, and her relationship, whatever that was with him, could begin to grow back, with obviously the exception of Summer being there in some way, shape, or form. Was that motive for her enough to say something is going on, I'm not liking it, nobody really knows about what goes on in this house but us type stuff, and could have done something or had something happened? That's what came across my mind under the way I was looking at the case. And I said, okay, well, let's put that to the side. Let's focus on what they did tell us and see if there's any holes in a lot of this story. Obviously, that's what came out. A lot of holes, a lot of unanswered questions.
Lots.
But when it goes to motive, this is where you have to take a hard look at the individuals that are involved. What would Candace's motive be, was my question. What would Don's motive be if he was a collaborator? What would Grandis's motive be if she was a co-collaborator? Those were the only three people on the property at the time next to the boys. And even to this day, we don't know what was said to law enforcement from their point of view as to what actually occurred that afternoon when Summer did go missing.
Let's not forget, Grandis is actually not supposed to have contact with any of her grandchildren. So she's got abuse record on her. Candace has abuse record on her. So who knows? That's the one thing that, what is the same of the aunt missing and Summer missing? Grandis was in both states.
Yeah.
I don't want people to forget about Grandis.
Yeah. And then to cover it up with their religious beliefs. I think this is what they really pushed after the fact now.
Yes.
Don has come to the finalization that Summer's in a better place.
Candace, if she signed
or whoever has her, please give her back.
That could be in it sealed, Scott.
Well, that's what they threaten you with. I mean, you either sign them over or they will charge you. I mean, it's that simple.
Do you see Scott's question, guys?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They will charge you if you don't sign over.
Love you too, Nana. I've heard of, yes, I have heard of, they may have made a deal with the devil. And maybe they can't tell us publicly, and they're just going to keep the charade going just for the simple fact that, is Summer in? What do you guys make of Summer being in, Protective Services? What do you think about that? Josh, I dropped a link. I think I went to the channel. It's really you. You are welcome up here, my friend. I love the different opinions. I love these conversations lately.
Oh, hey, Josh. Good to see you.
Really pretty cool.
I'm actually blown away with everybody just listening.
Yeah. Next one, I'd like to have everyone on, the creators, having conversations like this, and I would like to do it to go to a that shelter that I like that covers children, women, and men who are trying to leave domestic violence situations. There's not enough places that are set up for men to be safe. Such a taboo topic, so we can't. We love this place, but I would like to do that and try and give back and not be a tragedy pimp. You know?
No,
I
you're
do
not
wanna
a
ask-
don't say
No, but I'd
I
like to
noticed
do
the
that.
ones they call the tragedy pimps are usually the good creators.
Yeah, no, I'm not even trying to be funny, but it would be nice. It feels good to be able to help, and I
Yeah.
think, you know, these conversations could be used to be beneficial and help someone. And then there's no reward fund to help in Sebastian's case, or I would set it up for that.
Oh
But
my God. I
we're not
hate
going to
that.
mess around with that, okay? Or we'll go back to Make a Wish or something like that. We'll do something good with these conversations here in a week or two.
Whose pointer is on the screen? Is that you, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could scroll up
Mm-hmm.
or down to a later timeline after 1221.
Sure.
All right. So you're getting towards 1221. Did you put this timeline together?
Helped. So
Okay.
there was a few of us.
3, 4, 5. Yeah,
All right. So you were getting to the point in this timeline to show all of the different places that had taken place. Let me blow my screen.
I've had this forever. I did this. I've got.
Oh, okay. No
think you did a
problem.
good
Thanks,
job.
Josh.
Here, I'll share it with you guys if you
Okay,
guys.
so you got Sonics, went to Priceless.
Yeah.
Not even there for 5 minutes. Just grabbed milk and some cheese and not sure what else.
We've
And-
got so many discrepancies with that one too, with
Yeah.
Priceless.
Justin, you got to teach me how to get a call-in number so that I don't have to get my number and somehow like get a call-in
that's-
number.
2
You
seconds.
can
I'll
do
show
it
you.
Google Voice, girly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I've never done none of that. All right, teach me tomorrow, guys. Teach me tomorrow.
Sure. So,
Now,
yeah,
have you put, and I think you have, I'm not sure whether it was you or, well, there were a lot of different content creators talking about Map Drive.
no, I
Connecting
don't.
all
I'm
of these
really.
places
I am
into-
horrible with maps.
Yeah, okay, because this should be put into a map drive to identify all these different places within the body of the timeline.
Oh, how great would that be?
I did that. Yeah, I did something like that. Yes. Okay.
I
but
thought you did.
It's not through Map Drive though. But yeah, I did. Where they went, how long they stayed. I did. How long the entire route is. Well, how many miles they traveled that day. All of that. Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
all right. Did you do a back sequence?
No.
You know,
What's
going-
I don't even.
going-
I'm not.
In
technical.
other words, you're coming from someplace to get to someplace.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
did you go backwards to go from that place they went to go backwards to see if it all sequenced out?
The times that they get from what I need to pull. It's been so long.
Like to go from the house
Yeah.
back
Like-
through it.
Yeah.
Backwards. Mhm.
I mean, I started just like with the timeline. 7:30. They say 110 Ben Hill to Holston Valley, and so you add the time that it takes from their house to Holston Valley, and then there's some the hardest part of, I guess, the timeline was of the morning from really 8 till 10 to 11, because there's really nothing to account from
Thank you.
8 to 10 or 11, because that's when they're supposedly sitting in a parking lot or at Allie's house. So, but yeah.
Yeah, because that would be interesting to see from leaving the house and beginning the day and what that full map timeline looks like up until they return home and then do it again backwards. See if there's any time differential, if anything sticks out that's different. Because the way it was given by Candace seemed to have been all over the place at first. We went here, we went there, then we went over here, then we dropped my mom off, then we went over here. We had to wait for the prescriptions. So
Now,
we did that.
Hunter's account is really everywhere.
Yeah.
Candace's is more together than Hunter's. The biggest discrepancy, other than the the places that they went in order, the biggest discrepancy is the price list. For instance, where is it? Here we go.
It's right down there. Okay.
Per Hunter, they then stopped at priceless. I guess. What does it say? SBW. I think it's Candace and Grandis went into the store. H and Hunter and Summer stayed in the car and watched TikToks. He says that they were in the store for an hour, maybe a bit longer. That they got some groceries, that they came back to the car, put the groceries in the bed of the truck, and says about the milk, quote, they put them there. Well, I think they put them there in the middle because there was no room on the side of me. Yeah, I put them there because she was sitting by the window and she was not sleeping. I just set them in the middle because if they were to fall and spill, it would be on me, and I don't feel like cleaning up no mess. He is then asked again about the milk and says, quote, they give it to me not to keep, put it away, but to put it away. I had it sitting, I can't see where the damn, sorry guys. I had it sitting on my lap until we got back. And he's pointing, he's sitting with Chris there and he's pointing out to the driveway at that point. Yes, out there. When asked where he put the milk when he got out, he said, quote, I set them in the middle because I thought Summer got out of the car too, end quote. Then states that he thought Summer was in the middle. That he was not sure if she was sleeping or leaning on the milk or the door. He just wanted to go inside. Now, Candace, she says from Sonic, they went to Priceless and was not even there 5 minutes. Just grabbed milk, some cheese, and not sure what else, and came back. That's a huge discrepancy. Huge. 5 minutes, an hour or longer.
Right.
Candace Blywell, she tells Hunter that he will not be able to come back to their house and that she will bring him home. Candace says she took him back to his house, dropped him off and left. Summer Wells, according to Candace, was still awake when she left. She dropped off Hunter anywhere from 2 to 2:30. Allie, but this I never took this out. I got to take this out. That's when Allie said she went out there to see, but she later admitted that was a lie. Candace Wells, Summer Wells fell asleep 5 minutes down the road, and with Mandy's excellent work, she found out exactly where that photo with Summer was taken. And it was 8 minutes away. Right, Mandy?
That was
The
very good.
True Crime Rocket Science was the person that collabed with a local that figured out the
good.
exact location. I just shared
Okay.
his, and I used the sunlight to get an approximation of the time, and it was right around the 3:00 hour.
You did an
Okay.
incredible job.
Well, she said she was 5 minutes away from home, but
It was
I did the drop off when I think when I did the maps, dropping off Hunter, and then where that location was. She was actually 8 minutes away from home. Candace said 5 minutes, no big deal. Candace said Summer went to sleep 5 minutes before she got home down the road with her arm up, and that they were 2 minutes from the house when she took her arm down. She was asleep, leaning on the milk jugs. The photo with Summer Wells' arm down, leaning on the jugs. Milk is taken, and they were 5 minutes away from home. Per Candace. Okay. 3:15. When we got to the house, we unlocked the gate, went up, and I woke her up. She got up. She jumped right up, right? Remember? I unbuckled her, and she got out of the car. Per Don Wells, he stated in an interview that all their phones were wiped from this point forward. 15 minutes after they got home, 3 phones are wiped clean. Yeah. Don and Candace, you know where Summer is.
Yeah, there's no way about it.
I'm
And-
sorry, I get rage sometimes. That little baby needs found, y'all.
Yeah, amen. You know it. We all agree.
People to care about finding her because her own family doesn't. Apparently, the town either. A lot of not everybody, but a lot of the town people.
You know, everybody that ever knew Summer, the church, anybody failed her.
Yep. Absolutely.
CPS,
Absolutely.
everyone failed her.
100%.
You know, and it kind of feels like
that's something we
the
all
talks have
can
failed her.
agree on.
Can
It
I
feels
just
like-
oh, go ahead, Justin. I'm sorry.
No, I've talked enough, please.
I was just thinking about like Justin saying that, and I watch and listen. I will be the first one to tell you. I have. I make a joke about it all the time. Neil is a little fluffier, and Christian is thin as a rail. Those are my kids. And I make a joke like people are going to think I'm feeding Neil and depriving him because they're so different. So I say that to say I get that you have, you know, you can have 2 kids and one be a chunk of monk and the other be thin. So I give some grace for that. But if you look at,
she was malnourished, no doubt
her,
about it.
Right. Like if you look at her
and how pissed Dawn got when I would use that word.
True, though. All you got to do is compare from like 3-year-old Summer. She looked like she was taken care of more in those times.
When
Far
the virus hit, in my opinion, that is when the family system went down. They got a bunch of money, and it was drug central for them. And the family system went down. Candace used to have, little dresses on Summer. They were much cleaner. Candace took
Yeah.
care of herself then. She
Yeah.
was,
Mhm.
she's in a little Easter dress, Candace is. Dawn's got a nice button-up shirt on.
Mhm.
And that's right,
You know,
Muscles. Look at her eyes.
they
I'll tell you
were
that
the
too.
Too, yeah.
perfect family to get preyed on also, we got so much to talk about, you guys, and we had so much issues in the wiener bobbing. I was like, was that like TikTok, Tony? I don't know, but we are through over 3 hours and 9 minutes, and it is
Scott's laughing at me.
past midnight, and my hubby's gonna get up at 6 in the morning. So I would love to continue this. I absolutely loved this conversation, and I didn't get to most of what
Can
I
I
wanted
just show
to.
one thing
Yeah,
before?
please.
I'll shut
Yes,
up.
of
I promise.
course.
Look at this.
Now look at this.
What did they say her weight was?
You know what? Let me write that down because I can't remember.
Why
She's a
I have
preemie.
so many questions about this. Why is a little girl
Oh,
that was
Thomas.
playing in the water, why is her nails dirty?
Yeah.
Why is it 100 degrees in that freaking car,
Well, it is
even though it was
dirty
80
water.
degrees?
If she's like picking
No,
up the
I
dirt
don't.
and
No,
sand.
nope. It should still clean out her nails. She's splashing.
Honestly, yeah, I don't think that looks dirty. I think it looks purple. So I think she's like
I mean, it's
um
possible. It's possible.
Justin, is there any way that you can blow this up?
40
yeah.
pounds.
Can
Yeah.
you?
Do me a favor, zoom in
40
on that crush bottle. Is there an air bubble in that bottle?
40
Air bubble in the
pounds
bubble.
is nothing for that age.
Let's see.
God. Let me see. Let me look.
No, she was way too
Yeah,
tiny.
yeah, it's been drank out of a little bit. Sure has.
Okay,
Yeah,
Drank out
does
a
it,
little.
I
does the
think the
cap?
seals broke. I think the seals broke too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, and that looks like a
Here, can make it bigger.
Candy.
a good
So
portion
you
of
think
that.
that she was
Yeah.
drugged with something in that bottle?
I see, and that was part of the evidence right there. Those Skittles on the seat is part of the evidence right there.
Like, did
So
she
we don't
spit
know if
those
any of
up?
that evidence was tainted, how long that bottle was in the car, what the content of the bottle
Yeah.
was, or anything else like that.
But
Hmm.
I mean, this little baby.
I don't know, y'all.
Oh, and that milk
It's it
setup is
here.
just so weird to me still. That
The
poor baby
average
girl.
the
Who
average
got
5-year-old is between 32 and 52 pounds.
nobody came here and picked this girl up out of here.
I don't think. Hold on. Wait. No, hold on. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're supposed to be told that was the outfit she was last seen in before. But I'm sorry. Remember
Look at
that
that.
one picture? Let me find it.
Summer's bedroom.
Look at that. That's what that stupid dungeon that they
Oh,
oh God, man, it
oh,
makes
yeah.
me
One
sick.
Let
second.
me look. Where's the pictures?
I
Thank
got
you,
I get so
Justin.
angry when we
Yeah.
go. This is the stuff that makes me angry. Like he made decent money. You're a freaking you hang sheetrock for your job, and like he had the skills and the know it all to fix their house. Look at that.
So, like, this picture here, I have in a text. Now, I've cropped it and made my own picture, so I'll find the picture. This picture here, Don told me he was forced, he was in tears in this picture. He was forced to take this pose and try not to cry, but the man was crying, and he said he knew this was going to be the last picture with Summer
Oh my God.
and that
He
he
knew the
had to
time was
pose
near.
in this. He knew. So and remember he told me that we will all never know what she actually really went missing in. I think this is what she really went missing in, you guys. And there's a whole conversation that I'm dying to show one day. Just waiting though to
Yeah,
be.
because I want to know why you think that's what she
There's a
went.
lot. There's a few reasons, and I want to show it, and I'm going to.
This is I
Okay.
can't.
I
This was
shared the link.
Summer's room when they were cleaning it. This was her room when they were cleaning it for Dr. Phil.
Oh God.
That's freaking crazy.
I shared
This
the
is
link to the video that Justin was talking about that I did. It's most people still don't know, I don't think, that there was a accidental video taken of Summer in the back of the truck on the milk, and there was a picture that was taken also.
Right. Yes.
I
You
compared.
and I did a live on that, Mandy.
Do what?
You and I did a live on that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we reviewed
That was
the
a
video. I
fantastic
dropped
live.
that link. It was. That was the first time I think that I was on your panel. That was amazing.
Panel.
I dropped the link in the chat, so if people want to watch it. But I know people in the chat were talking about her nails, and you just zoomed in on them. I actually compared her nails to John Benet Ramsey's nails in that video because it was. I have it pulled up if you want to hear it.
The video Mandy did is fun. It is so detailed.
How long is it, Mandy?
Oh, it's a long video. We can't. It's
long
44
video?
minutes long. Yeah,
Oh,
but I
okay.
can share this one part if you want to see. But John Benet Ramsey's nails were the only nails that I could find that were anywhere
Looked
near
like that.
comparison to Summer's nails.
That's
So
crazy.
I can.
Let's
Mark,
play
will you
that.
give her
Not a-
permission? Will you give her permission to play?
Of course.
We're all
Yeah,
like,
pull it up. Yeah.
just a little bit.
And trigger warning because it's not pretty.
Yes.
So
Cher, we
Okay.
should do this like once a week.
Oh, at least. Yeah.
least.
I mean, it's
I'm
great
down as
conversation.
many times as y'all want, but I'm just saying.
I so much appreciate all you guys, and if we can work it out, I'd love to do a part 2 tomorrow with you guys. I don't know, John, maybe you want to host or whatever, but there's a lot we didn't get tonight because of malfunction, but we let it flow. We're doing it, and that's okay. But yeah,
I'm free.
we made it
whenever.
work.
yeah, I'm available tomorrow too. I don't work tomorrow.
Yeah, trigger warning, guys.
Here we go.
Yes. Okay. Hands. Mainly her right hand. A lot of us have noticed the dark color on Summer's nails. There's been many speculations about what this is, like dirt or nail polish. So I went to Google again
That looks
and
much
looked
worse.
through many pictures.
Wow.
I was looking for hands to see if I could find any fingernails that
Mhm.
looked like this and why. I found a few pictures of people who had posted their nails with a blue tint, but it seemed that it was due to lack of oxygen and circulation.
I
And then I came
Shit.
across these pictures. Now, this is a trigger warning. These are pictures of John Benet Ramsey at her home after her father, John Ramsey,
Oh wow.
carried her up to the living room. There were a few pictures of her hands due to the marking on the palm of her hand, but I immediately noticed her nails. Look at John Benet's nails. In every picture that I could find of her, she either has no polish on her nails or she has a red color. She never has her fingernails painted black, blue, or purple. John Benet was just 6 years old at the time of her murder in 1996. Now you
That's
look
called
at those two.
lividity. That's called lividity.
Right. And you see how it's like around her cuticle
Yeah.
and over here around the cuticle, and it's around Summer's cuticles.
Wow.
She was choked.
Well,
I'm shaking.
well, what happens is the way, so like, I used to work in a funeral home. So, when
That's
your
right.
when your heart stops beating, there, gravity with the fluids, goes where it goes, and so it pulls in areas, and like if you're sitting up, it'll well, like if you're laying on your back or you're laying on your side, underneath you're going to have, it's going to look like almost a bruise when the pressure, generally the pressure areas around there. So um it's, yeah, you usually, whenever the problem I have with this, though, she may have no, she may be, Summer could be low on oxygen here, but it usually shows very much in your lips.
Yes.
You,
The purple blue.
yeah, your lips, and generally your jaw opens when you're dead.
Mm.
And she's sitting up particularly.
Oh.
So and it's your jaw is very hard to, it's very difficult. In fact, you we have ways in order to shut your jaw,
Good job,
because
Mods. Thank you.
yeah, you can't shut it any other way.
Yeah, the muscles begin to constrict.
Yeah, whole body, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally do not think she is deceased in this photo, but she could be in trouble for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was something
I
that,
agree.
anytime like they needed to go to the doctor or something, Dawn had to approve it, or there was something like Summer was, I remember hearing a story like Summer was in trouble, and you know, uh, she called Dawn allegedly, and to ask, what she should do. Should she take him to the hospital or whatever? But, to cover up something like this, if there is an accident, if it is just a pure accident, you call 911. You go to the hospital, right? You go to the hospital. But if there is something that involves the parents and getting in trouble, right? You you know, do something in order to hurt your child, or uh, a medication is taken that, opioids or whatever, you're going to jail for that,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're going to jail for it.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, it has to be something that would get them in trouble in order for them to hide this.
Oh yeah, and that's
I
the threat
agree.
of losing. That's the threat of losing the other children because of it.
Why would they put long sleeves and pants on that child?
That I don't.
Summer.
Well, and
It's been
remember,
forever the question as well.
she was supposedly in that truck with Hunter, and this is the back of a cab of a truck. You can't roll the windows down back there for an hour with
Correct.
long sleeves and a jacket that you wear during, chilly fall nights.
Exactly.
It would make me think as well too. When I looked at that photo, I said, "Well, if she was in the water and it got to a point, Summer was what 40 pounds,
Yep.
45 pounds, give or
Really?
take."
Was she that heavy?
I
I thought
don't
she
know
was
that she
much lighter than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the pics, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
we'll say 40. Let's say 35.
It's definitely questionable.
and for her to have been in the water and perhaps long enough
Mm-hmm.
where she came out with the cold jitters, where her jaw starts to show that her body is cold because of the cold lake, and hence the reason that Candace put on long sleeve clothes on her body. so that she can begin to warm up
Mhm.
past being in the lake. So I thought
Yeah.
of that. I said,
I
okay, well, that would make sense. Why put on her shorts and her legs are still exposed, or put back on the outfit that she went with, knowing that it was sleeveless, and she's still
Mhm.
sitting there shivering from
I've
being in
thought
the lake.
of yeah, I've thought of like hypoglycemia, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's interesting, Candace, at the beginning, the first thing she says during the day, oh, it's going to be hot that day. That's why I put the bathing suit on her. Summer likes me to ride, she doesn't like me to ride the windows up because she's always cold,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes from, we're swimming in a bathing suit. We're sitting out in a car for an hour, the two of them, but then she's got a coat on, and it is 2 days away from the 3-year mark. It's this time of year, literally.
Yeah, it's hot as hell. I
I've got my air conditioner blaring
Yeah,
right now.
you can't. I mean, seriously, it's still 80 degrees at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's hot.
So this is Tennessee. It's hot.
Was it ever indicated how cold that lake water was that day?
That's a good question,
Really good
John.
question.
I don't know, to be quite honest with you.
Okay. Because I always thought that Candace's 20 minutes was a little bit longer than that. Hence the reason for her to put on the long sleeve clothes and jeans.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So I looked at that and I said, well, okay, there's a possibility. She's just coming out with 20 minutes, but yet she's no good with time. And this is what she told Chris here at the lake at the time that he confronted her about being there. Deja vu settled in. He's asking her pointed questions, very relaxing questions, but yet questions that could give answers of substance. And he's checking out how she's thinking here back at this spot, taking her back to that day. What else did Summer do?
This spot, I'm sorry, and I mean, I know some people's going to be like, well, you don't know. When Chris McDonough took her back to this spot, let's think about her reaction with the news anchor in the video we just watched earlier, or her reaction on the Dr. Phil show. She can't answer questions. She gets up and walks out. So I would like to know, hindsight's 2020. The beginning is always the fresh point where you know the most. How in the world did this woman go back to the spot that she was last with her daughter? This spot right here with Chris McDonough should have wrecked her soul.
Well,
I was able to stand there.
I'll tell you something, and it is the only, in my opinion, the only time I ever saw Candace melt down. I mean, a real, authentic meltdown. It was last year on June 15th. Jinkies was walking toward the lake, and she looked like she seen a ghost.
Really?
And it was the only time she said she would never go back here to this part again.
Really?
It's yeah, I've got it somewhere, because people, because I was in Tennessee last year, I've been every year, and people were messaging me like, Justin, Jinkies is at the lake right now, you should see Candace. And I was like, oh wow. And then they sent it to me, and I was like, Holy
So
hell.
that's kind of weird.
Right. How was she able to do this with Chris McDonough? When this was only a
Well,
couple
But
weeks
see,
after
I thought she
Candace
acted weird with Chris
Summer.
McDonough in the way she was like staring off, almost like
well,
daydreaming for a second and snapped out of it.
she Chris just mentioned this on Josh's recently that he cut the video in this recording because she literally got on the ground and was like just had a meltdown.
Wow.
And Chris said, right when that was going on, literally, and it was not planned or anything, but I think EquiSearch they just had the crew and they just happened to come search. And I think Candace thought, Chris brought him or something like that. But
wow.
she had a meltdown. And I'm always wondering, does that just bring her back to that day, or did something happen? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, and I would every fiber of my being.
Yeah, well, she
knows that
definitely had a
Donna did it.
reaction. There was most certainly a reaction there.
I wish she would just tell us.
I
Scott's
will
question.
try to
Scott.
find that video, and if we do one tomorrow, whenever next time we do one, I want you guys to see it because it is like
When was this, Justin? Was this like mid to late July?
it was June 15th of last year.
June 15th of last year. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's in Arkansas at the time, and she's outside, and she's sitting outside smoking, and then you can tell like she's kind of looking away from the camera. She's trying not to pay attention, and Aunt Sherry's on there and everything, and she's gabbing at 90 miles an hour, and it's kind of a serious moment. But Aunt Sherry, she's talking, and then like Jinkies is walking down, and she just melts on it's in my opinion the only thing that I have ever seen, in my opinion, Candace triggered on.
What do you think, Justin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would it be in comparison to how she was triggered on the behavior panel?
Good question.
It wasn't the behavioral panel, in my opinion, was a panic cry. I want to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about how
This-
she was on just the new news thing where she was just like up and walk away?
Yeah.
Right. This was just a melt.
Like a total meltdown.
Just like I don't know. It was just
So she just wanted to leave, go home, crying, like temper tantrum type of deal.
Maybe
it wasn't anything like that. No,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't anything like that. It was just a
My bad.
melt. Like it's just
Like a failure meltdown?
Have you ever lost somebody and like you go to the funeral home and the first time you see them,
Yeah.
you bust? You know what I mean? You just
like
that hits you like that. That's
So
the way I felt. Whenever
like she has been triggered in that area for some reason.
it was definitely 1000% a trigger.
Okay.
With
Okay.
every fiber, it was a trigger.
Maybe something
Wow.
really happened
Okay, that's
at the
telling.
lake. I mean, because I've honestly, if you watch Chris McDonough's interview over again, there are certain parts where it really does come off like she's reliving something traumatic. So maybe something really did happen at the lake.
But
I
why
don't
would they
know,
have to hide it?
Right.
Well, you can think of different ways.
Yeah.
You have a drunk 15-year-old, and if you're doing something with him, and your husband comes along, and you know what, shit hits the fan, and you got
Yeah. If she was being
drugs
abused in
everywhere in your
every
car,
which
or,
way, you wouldn't be
you
able to
know,
report it. Yeah.
right. So, you
I
know,
get it.
but it could be just a trigger of, you know, before things took place that day, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to say, when someone won't tell you. But Candace knows.
Yes, she knows.
Yeah.
I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe she knows what happened to Summer.
Yeah.
I don't
No
see
doubt.
how anyone could see differently, to be quite honest with you. I mean, this woman has 7 children
Well, the
and
cops
has none
asked
of
her
them.
in front of Benny, and I believe him, but not once but twice. The cops said to her, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're worried about, Molly Golightly maybe peeing on some grass. We're just out there trying to find your daughter-in-law, Miss Candace Wells. We're so sorry." And
Mhm.
also said, and with Benny there, she left that driveway twice, okay?
Oh yeah.
She left that driveway 2 times. The police, I don't even. It's just
I
she's
mean,
lying. She
I get
drove
it.
that girl out of there
Mhm.
just like Katie drove Sebastian out.
Mhm. Yep.
Hmm.
You know, I get it that we were down at the bottom of the hill. I mean, I wasn't. I was there, but they were acting like buffoons. I was just recording. But I digress. But they called the cops. They called the cops. Um,
Yes,
but
they did.
she'll
And
call she'll call the cops for that, but she will not go
call
ask
the
about
cops and
her.
check up.
Yeah, it's been over a year for that. It's interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That right
Mm-hmm.
there speaks volumes.
Mhm.
I would not have even admitted that if I was them.
Yeah.
That you haven't reached out to, and then he's going to sit there and have the audacity to speak like it's the cops bad that they haven't reached out. No, you're
Mhm.
her father.
And Don, he's been so many
I want to
places all
try
around
to
this
do.
country, all
Right.
around this country since.
Oh
And
yeah.
Hawkins County, they're not watching probably anymore. It's just
It makes me
not
so angry, and like, why do
pathetic.
I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like we're going to be sitting here in 3 years with the same conversation about Sebastian.
Yeah. I'm praying not. I'm praying not. And I pray every night, God, please just put someone in the path of
Yep.
Summer and now Sebastian, and all these little ones we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. This has been great. Just
Had a
let
good
me
time.
know when y'all want to do it again.
I wanted to interrupt for just a
Definitely.
second. I just found a website that shows the water temperatures, and
Yeah.
right now, I'm trying to get it to pull up on to transfer to my computer, but right now in the deeper part of the water, right outside of that cove area, it's 76 to 77 degrees.
Let's see, that's warm.
The water?
Wow.
There's no
Yes,
way it's that warm.
and that's what it says.
No.
I just screenshot it and I'm
For
trying to pull it
June
up
15th,
for
2021.
no, for today.
Are you sure that's not the outdoor temperature?
No, it's on the water. Like it's showing on the water. Let me see if it's. And I was going to play this real quick because this is where she says that they took the
Okay.
picture because she had her arms up.
Leah says my pool was 82 and freezing. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
because I think what was it? The Titanic, the water was like 40 or something. They had hypothermia, wasn't it? Let me check. So that's probably right. That's in the Arctic. So
Play that clip, Mandy. Play that clip. While we still got
play that
everybody.
beautiful
And
music.
a little thing popped up in the corner too that says "Hello, Summer," and it kind of took my breath away.
Wow.
Wow.
When
Hi, baby girl.
while I was taking the screenshot, so I took another
Oh,
screenshot after the "Hello, Summer" thing popped up. So,
that's
um,
precious. Hi,
It was
baby girl.
it was
We
28
got you,
degrees
girl.
in the Arctic. Yes. Bless her heart.
okay,
Well,
I'll
you
play
have
this
to
real quick
keep
and
her
then I
name
can
out there.
share. I'll play this real quick and then I can share the screenshot too, and then I'll hop down so we can end this shindig.
Yes.
We got to
and
figure
be
out
continued.
where we're doing this tomorrow.
Mandy's.
You want to give it a
Maybe.
shot, Mandy?
Maybe. We're going to play. Ready?
Okay.
Because I'm driving. And I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time. Okay. So I wanted to catch that moment. Okay. It was just things I do. Right. And how's she sleeping? And when I look back, because I'm driving, and I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time. Okay. So I wanted to catch that moment. Okay. And it was just things I do. Right. And I was like, here, Mom, hurry up, take that picture. And then she accidentally hit the video recorder. Okay. Instead of the picture part. Okay. So I was like, did you catch it? She's like, no, I accidentally hit the video part.
That's what you get for handing Grandma the camera.
Yeah. Well, I was driving though.
Okay.
And I was like, did you put her arm back down? She's like, yeah. I was like, dang. And then she got a picture of her, but by that time her arm was down. But her arm was up most of the time like this.
Right.
And we were like 2 minutes from the house when she took her arm down.
Okay.
I have 2 issues with that excuse for the milk video and pic. Okay.
Guys, y'all watch this video because this is one of I'm not just saying this either. This is one of the best Summer Wells explanation videos I have ever seen to date.
Yeah, it's a great one. It really is.
Thank you.
Can I just say too, like on a side note, I'm sorry. I always pay attention to weird stuff. I love Chris McDonough, and like just on a less depressing note, watching him get tickled at Candace, and that is always so funny to me. He laughs at her at different parts. I love him.
Trying to make her feel comfortable.
Yeah, you gotta make her feel.
One part where she's like, she likes the Skittle flavors. He can't hold it, and he just busts out laughing. It's funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just gotta he's making her feel comfortable, like they're buddies. You know, he knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Okay, I got the picture.
Ooh. Ah.
Okay, so it says Fort Patrick Henry Lake overview, but right here it says the Warriors State Park.
Is it Fort Patrick Henry? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not for sure why it says that, but right here it says zoom in here, the Warriors State Park, Warriors Path State Park, and then this is the little cove right here. Right here's Fall Creek Road.
I mean, it's all pretty much the same 75, 77, 76, 75. I mean,
yeah.
So
you
it's
see right here.
I love summer. Yeah.
Aww.
Oh,
precious.
But
I got
she's saying
chills
hi,
when
you
that popped up.
guys. She's saying
I was like,
hi.
oh my gosh, I have to share this. Even if the water temperature is wrong, I still have to share the picture.
You know what? Believe in the little signs like that.
Yes.
You have to. You have to.
So it doesn't have a graph for the blue portions of the water that
Right,
would tell you
it
what that
shows-
temperature is versus
It only
the
goes here.
yeah.
So that's the closest.
Well, the
that's why I
cove
said
is not as deep, so it's probably even warmer.
That's what I was
Right.
thinking, Justin.
Right. You would have warmer pockets in the center, more toward the deep end than you would on the edges, though.
This one.
Oh, it would be warmer in the deeper parts?
In the deeper parts, yeah.
Really?
Oh.
That's
I thought it
where
would
you're
be
going to
cooler.
have.
Wait, what? No, the deeper parts are cooler. That's why, like, walleye and northern like to go deeper in the water because it's colder.
Yeah, you'd have what is called as warm pockets, hot pockets.
I love hot
semi-hot
pockets.
I like hot pockets too. Sorry.
Yeah, crazy.
Sorry.
Well, you guys, are you guys all available for an hour or two tomorrow? Can we do another round like on Mandy's channel or Brittany's channel or John's channel or Justin's channel?
Yeah, just let me know.
Back on my channel. Is everyone down? John, can you join
Yes.
again?
Yes, I can.
John,
Oh
I
my
gotta,
gosh.
I gotta get you
Cool.
back over on mine to talk with this Madeline thing too. This is insane. It's
Yeah.
800 and what'd you say, Scott H? Was it 800? And I've got the documents. It's like 860.
Oh,
Yeah, 860 pages or something. Yeah.
yeah, that is insane.
And
Yeah.
guys, it is bad. She admitted he wasn't even living there. She told him for them to go upstairs after the birthday party and go up there and sleep together.
And she admitted to, which, I mean, oh my God, listen.
Go to hell, go directly to hell, don't pass go.
Don't pass go. Go directly to cell block 1, bitch.
What document is that?
Maddie Soto.
John Q, that's the one we were doing when you were.
The Soto case. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's terrible.
So basically, John, it's coming out. It's coming to light that, I mean, it's safe to say it now that the mom, she basically
knew.
Gave
her daughter to him for that.
Yes.
Yep, that bitch.
And then she requested to see the pictures to prove that the acts happened between Stefan or whatever and Maddie. And when she was shown the picture, oh my gosh, ATS.
Another one jealous of her daughter.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
See, that's motive.
She wanted to see the pictures. Like, she requested to see the pictures. And then when she saw them, like, she wasn't mad, or, you know, like, if I would have seen that, I would have been like, where's the motherfucker? I'm going to beat his ass. You know, like, I would have been ready to hunt him down. And she didn't react like that whatsoever.
Well, she said that she couldn't see anything. She literally told law enforcement.
Goddamn lie.
Your ex-boyfriend, who you tell him to go upstairs and sleep in the same bed with your daughter, you mother chicken.
And the picture,
no.
The picture that they showed her was his worm in her mouth. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, the first.
I'm not in. Can you? I am Lorena Bobbitt that motherfucker, and
Thank you.
No.
Wait a minute. So are they saying that she was strangled? I haven't got to read all of the report yet.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, so it's being stated that was what he was into.
Okay, let's talk about this during the day. I don't want to go to bed. I already have to go to bed with this poor Summer, so I don't want to hear. I want to hear it, but let's talk about that earlier in the day. I can't, because I'm gonna dream about like ways to go to prison. I'll do it happily, to be quite honest. Happily, you know.
Gonna Maria what?
Where are we meeting tomorrow?
I got an idea. Hold on, I got an idea. Cassidy, Courtney, come here for one quick second.
Is that your daughter's name?
Yeah. Cassidy Noel and Courtney Jewel. They're named after a bunch of celebrities, just like my son is named after Seth Green, Seth Rogen, and Courtney Jewel the singer, who's old as me. You know Jewel.
I love Jewel.
Okay, so we've been having some awesome conversations. I want Courtney to come down. My camera's off. Don't worry. Camera's off. And so we can't decide. I hosted the first one. So you're going to pick one of these people up here that's hosting our next conversation. Brittany J, Justin, Mandy, John Q. Who holds the next session? Come say... Huh? We all can't pick because we're all too nice. We want to spread the love. Mandy? Yeah. Courtney, what about you? Yeah. Okay, both my daughters said Mandy.
All right.
Mandy's got to do her first live stream.
That's great.
It's not my first. I've done lives on this channel. It's just been a while.
Okay, well,
A long
It's
while.
your turn, Mandy. Next,
Well,
John Q. Can you like email me? I'm gonna put it in the private chats because I have no way to like text you or anything, and I'd like to if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. I
Okay.
can put my email in there for everyone.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Mandy, if you'll schedule it, I'll share it out.
Yep. Same
Okay.
with me, and I can make myself available at any point. So don't worry, because if I'm at work, I can still join. I just have to walk away here and there. But yeah.
I think the later time works better. You know, I try to get my
Yeah.
granddaughter in bed first because she's, you know, like tonight, she likes to scream sometimes. So the 10 o'clock worked, or 11 o'clock, and I'm Eastern. So
Yeah, I'm Eastern too, so that would definitely work for me if you guys did it that way. I just dropped my email in the private chat.
awesome sauce.
Okay, got mine in there too.
All right.
All right. I look forward to talking to all you guys again. This was a great conversation. I've been loving these. No drama. I appreciate like bouncing everything off you guys. Sorry for the
Good
technical
conversations.
difficulties. Yeah, I love it.
No, it's
Me too.
awesome. You got each of you
Y'all
are all amazing.
have
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me up.
awesome
Of course.
minds.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you, chat.
All
See
Good
right,
you
night.
guys
everybody.
tomorrow.
Much
Good
love
night.
to everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Chat,
all of you amazing people. Good night,
Mm.
everybody.
Good night, everyone in chat. We will see you for another round. Scott, maybe you join another round. But Mandy, Brittany, love you girls. Justin, love you. You hop down real quick.
I'm
And
gonna hop down too. I just wanted to tell chat they were freaking rock stars tonight. So awesome. I've been
awesome.
keeping up on it, reading it. I may not have
Okay,
responded
cool.
to each one, but I was on it, and they were amazing.
Oh,
So
that's awesome. Thank you.
yes,
Okay, I'm going to go through it myself once it loads. So awesome.
yes.
All
All
right,
right.
Mandy,
Good night,
you're
time, lucky
next.
bunches.
You're next. You're next. Oh, and she goes. All right. Thank you so much. This was a really great. Again, we went over almost 4 hours. You see, that's good conversation because Shared doesn't 4-hour live stream. Like, really great. Okay. So have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Mandy's for another great conversation. Love y'all. Some of y'all I nothing. Some of y'all I love. And, whatever. Bye.